What up? The Opium Maris, thanks for subbing. What up? Mr. Afterlife, thanks for subbing. I can't leave me house. I can't leave me house. What up?
Hey.
What up?
I
What up?
was inspired, so I did the original old-ass judge fit, including tie.
Very professional.
Thank you. I'm super professional. Even my skirt is knee-length. Ugh. I wore a knee-length skirt for a really long time because a cop told me that he was like, oh god, I just remembered that. It was like all these women walking around looking like hoes.
So you
And
didn't
I
want
got self-conscious.
you didn't want to
I
look
didn't
like
want to be
a
one of
hoe?
them. No, so I wore knee-length skirts for like, god, a year maybe.
This guy freaking boomed you.
Yeah. Fine, cool, stick drift. Also, okay, a 3-6, okay, not it. Ow.
Ouchie.
Ouchie.
Well, we gotta fix the car.
Okay.
God looks favorably upon your modesty,
I invited
sister.
Cornwood and Ruby
Why?
because of the thing. Should I uninvite them?
Well, the thing about that is... Well, we're not even presenting the sheriff's thing.
We're not going to present the sheriff's thing? Oh, because we don't have to.
Right.
I thought we were going to do that for fun because we want it published.
The particulars of that whole process need to be worked out. And the only person we need to talk to about that is Alan. That it, because the mayor's office has the power to establish other departments, and the chief justice has the power to make that happen. Whoa! Would sound sick? I think I am sick.
Okay, alright. Texts have been sent. Never mind, false alarm, JK. Alright.
Hey, why is the hood on the car?
Oh, Ruby just said, oh, okay, I think we're all in the meeting room. That's really awkward. Well, just go ahead and leave.
There's all the cars.
I gotta say, my bad.
Wait, I gotta...
Got ahead of myself.
Gotta sign in.
Oh yeah, I can't park it. That. You missed the dog.
It's too risky to execute the dog in front of City Hall. Hello?
Hello, Mr.
Hello.
Mayor.
How are we doing today?
Council meeting time.
Hello, Miss Thoroughbred.
Hi, how's it going?
Going all right?
Erm. Oof. up parking spot. Mumber 2, thanks for subbing. Excuse me. Lag. Run is wrong? No, we just got back from the chiropractor, dude. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Mayor.
Hello.
You can find out. Oh, I was getting us food and drinks, babe.
Did you already get some?
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm not talking about John F. Kennedy Jr. Conwood. WJFK. I might have.
Locks up
All
here,
right.
thanks for subbing.
Let me call you after this, okay? Stop it. Stop walking at the same time as me. I swear to God.
Yo, what Johnny Paps doing here, bruh?
Ursula couldn't record today.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
I'm filming for you guys.
Sick.
Oh, thank you.
Sit, please. Mm-mm-mm. Parking. Tow truck almost ran me over near 100 mph on the sidewalk. Bright green cab with purple headlights swerved into oncoming lanes. Is 1.25k and 4 points not enough? Do cops not know? Does it need to be more? Scary as fuck to walk / bike / motorcycle anywhere, even a sidewalk. CC approved. Why?
Lovely weather outside.
been having.
Yes,
It
quite
is.
lovely weather.
I'm dressed like a cloud.
Outfit is great.
Thank you.
You were like a
Is
cloud.
playing Sudoku.
Nice.
Oh my, nice game you got going there, Alan.
It won't fit on
Hey,
Twitter.
I
know
do
how to
my
play that.
puzzles on the weekends in the paper.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, usually people don't speak during them.
Okay.
I'm looking for my minion, dude.
Well, I can start with something. Cantor, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
In your SOPs for EMS and doctors, do you not have anything about professionalism in there? Like you have to be professional while working?
So EMS are separate to us, to be clear, but for our doctor SOPs, yes, I believe it's mentioned twice, and there's a whole section about it.
There's a whole section about being professional.
Yes. Hold on, let me pull it up. We have a section called professionalism and consequences.
Okay.
Professionalism is also the second point under job responsibilities.
Okay. Can you read that to me by any chance?
Sure. Under job responsibilities, the second bullet point is treat all patients fairly and their injuries effectively while remaining professional.
Mm-hmm. That's it? That's the only thing?
Then, no. Then professionalism and consequences says, while on duty and off duty, you will be representing the LS&G and your fellow coworkers. You must hold yourself to a degree of professionalism and accountability while on and off duty. You'll be subject to consequences determined by attendings and/or the board of directors if their request is not upheld. The LS&G is a right-to-work institution, and as an employee, the board of directors reserves the right to terminate your employment at any time for any reason. Some actions may result in immediate termination. Then it goes into that.
All right.
Yo, who transgressed, Mike?
Who transgressed? You do have a doctor that is currently going around egging somebody on because they don't see eye to eye, especially when they're in a work environment. They still seem to be doing this. They also do dress up and go around claiming that they have leukemia, as apparently as an act.
I do believe he actually just found out he was sick while he was being treated. I'm assuming Rod Long spoke to you. I promise you that the big picture of this is far more confusing. I've spoken to every party and every side.
It doesn't matter.
And it has been ongoing for a long time.
He's getting bullied, bro. why
Rod?
you guys bullying him, bro?
I'll be honest, I haven't seen any of that. Montez, as far as I'm aware, has never once reached out to him.
Well, it's not just that. I've also been told that he refused medical, which I feel like is a bit of an issue too.
Any doctor is authorized to not treat someone if they're uncomfortable with the situation in any way. They can't deny them treatment entirely. They have to, make sure another doctor is available or Dr. Tate can assist them. But straight from the desk of Derek Shaw, if you're in any reason uncomfortable, you do not have to treat a patient yourself.
Okay. So you think it's fine that this in a work environment that he's egging somebody on and literally
we're dealing with it
bullying them?
internally, but I'm sure what hasn't been passed on is the first day that this happened. I spoke to both of them there in person while they were there together. Made Montez apologize for it. Explained in front of Rod to Montez why he should not have done that. And the situation ended fine. The next time I was able to speak to Rod was after he had already come in and stabbed Montez and been trespassed, which I had nothing to do with any of that part. And what he did was come to the hospital for treatment. I asked, hey, do you need treatment? He said yes, so we didn't bother him at all. We got someone to treat him. Then he stands there flipping us off and yelling at me for not listening to him, even though I had forced Montez to apologize, and he came and stabbed him anyway.
And what about the recent incident?
With the
Can you squat at the chair? Maybe.
So I believe Rod was in the hospital, upset again about Montez's behavior, about the dressing up. I had heard about that. I had talked to Montez about. He had a pretty different opinion about it, but I still talked to Rod. and we had what I thought was a good conversation. Right in the middle of that conversation, Joanna runs up and says that she heard something about Rod. I forget exactly what she said. It was something rude. I don't remember.
No clip
She
jutsu.
she didn't even say where she heard it from. I'm assuming the assumption's Montez, but I haven't even heard that still. So Rod just cuts off our conversation, goes, "This motherfucker," and runs into the ER and bludgeons him with a wrench. Right in the middle of a bunch of doctors and patients. So I go in and hold him up with my gun until the cops can arrive. He was beating my doctor on the floor, so I could have fucking shot his ass, but I did not. Out of an attempt to not escalate it, like he continues to do, I decided to just hold him up instead.
No, I'm not defending Rod's action here. I'm not saying that Rod is doing the right thing. But if you have a doctor in a professional environment that keeps egging somebody on, somebody's about to snap at some point.
I understand that. The issue is, as far as I'm aware, and I have tried to talk to Rod about this as well, there was no egging on to get to the stabbing. That was very much Montez apologized. Montez owned up to what he did. Rod was not happy that it happened at all still, and just stabbed him anyway. This might have escalated past that point, because Montez is now pissed about being stabbed. But as far as I have been able to tell, and both sides have been able to tell me, Rod over-escalated this by himself.
What are these two individuals' names?
Rod Long and a Dr. Montez Belair.
Montez Belair. Rod Long.
Correct.
Okay. You have their numbers.
I have
Rod's.
Montez.
Yeah, I can send you Rod's number.
Are they around right now?
I don't believe Montez is.
Can we get Montez around?
Yes. Almost certainly.
Can we get Rod
I'll
around?
bother him.
Let me see if Rod is around.
Yeah. Let's get him over here, because
Okay.
it sounds like high school, so I'll be the principal.
No, it is high school. We already.
It
fucking
really
talked to
is.
them.
Bro, we
No,
don't,
no,
we
no.
don't need
We,
you to be the principal. We need this Montez guy to get in trouble for fucking antagonizing this dude. And
Well,
Well,
He-
it sounds like
he
it sounds
was.
like if it's escalating to the point where people are holding each other up and punching each other and all that, why don't they just do mutual combat and be done with it?
Hell yeah, I think that works for me.
Well, that's the
I
thing.
don't mean principal as in like talk to them. I mean principal as in tell them either you do mutual combat and get it out of your system like adults, or we just start pushing ego act on the two of you.
yeah,
Like, it is dumb.
Ego act that motherfucker, Rod, dog.
It's dumb at this point.
It
and
is, absolutely.
We told Rod to go through the proper channels with this as well. And the reason I'm bringing up is because somebody said that you guys don't have SOPs in terms of professionalism.
I don't know who you're talking to that's that misinformed, but we absolutely do, and we always have. In fact, there's another place where it's mentioned. If I remember correctly, because that was a key point that we wanted to bring up. Oh, there's a whole other section about being targeted in the hospital. We can send you off duty if you're causing unnecessary risk for other doctors as well. So we cover all this.
No, it's fine. I'm just like, if that is the case and there is SOPs for it, then he should be held accountable for being unprofessional. What Rod did is not correct, and Rod is being chewed the fuck out for being a fucking idiot. Rod is not in the right. But I will say, in Rod's case, he doesn't usually go to the extremes, especially not with civilians. And I can vouch for that.
Yo, what was that guy's punishment? Montez.
It's been hard to punish someone where every single time we find out any proof about something has happened, which has been a single time, he immediately got bludgeoned with a wrench.
Well, you said
so he has not been on duty since then. The
Um,
initial time, I made him apologize. I had him go to Rod that first night and own up to what he had done and apologize for it.
Zach,
Initially, he discussed it and he understood, and we had all three of us had a discussion in the ER while the party that this situation surrounded was being consulted by Pixie.
Okay.
I don't think Rod is around.
I mean, that's all it was. It was a one situation thing at first.
All right, well, how about we just tell them to either do mutual combat or get over it?
Yeah.
Well,
sounds good.
mutual combat, or Rod can actually just fucking what was it again? Restraining order, so they don't fucking talk to each other and just leave it.
Yeah, something.
I don't think people realize Montez isn't trying to talk to him. I found no
neither
proof of
is
that. I
Rod,
even
though.
asked Rod,
No,
has
but-
he ever contacted you?
No, but that's the
He
thing,
has
though. He
not.
does it through other people. The person that ran up to him in your case was somebody that apparently was talking to the guy and then ran up to Rod. He's doing it through other people and not egging him on directly. It's still unprofessional, but again, I'll have Rod go through the proper channels since they're not awake. And I got confirmed that you do have SOPs. So
Yes, we do.
I'm past the point of professionalism. How about they're both, older than their teens? So
Yeah,
they're
see,
not,
that's
though.
that's kind of thing. I don't think I have to handhold them as much as I've been trying to do.
with how they both act, they're not past their teens, though.
Yo,
Crane, that's
fire
the thing.
them both, dog.
Well, Rod isn't hired. However, we were going to remove his trespass until he did this again. So I genuinely thought things were on better terms. It is unfortunate that he instead felt the need to bludgeon Montes.
not my circus, not my monkeys, not yours either. They're adults. Figure it out.
Yo, Montez is cool because he gave me the Martin Luther King pass.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean you can say I have a dream?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's pretty good. There you go.
That's a dub. All right.
EMS question: are they dropping like flies, or what's the status on them currently? Because we keep getting mixed fucking signals about them.
Yeah, so I've had random people come up to me and they're like, "Adoy, EMS be quitting," but like every EMS I talk to is like, "Nah, man."
Yeah, that's the thing for me as well. When you mentioned that last time, I went and talked to not only their high command, a couple members of EMS that I've just seen in passing as well. I have not heard any of it. I don't know where it's coming from.
I got an important question though. Are they
Yeah,
they
yeah.
hiring for EMS? Is there like an actual initiative for that right now?
I'm actually not 100% sure. Let me see. I know Charlotte Spade was their PNC lead, but she was trying to get hired as a member of PD.
Police cadet.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that might have slowed things down, I'll say. But that wasn't like, boohoo, I quit EMS. She just wanted to move on. It does look like an EMS trainee was hired pretty recently.
Well, I raised EMS pay to
For two of them, there you go.
$1,300 before tax. So
Holy shit, okay.
it is a very lucrative thing. If you want, I know you don't handle hiring for
Yeah.
EMS. I'll talk to Abby.
Yeah, go for it. I'll make sure they're aware as well when I see him and Dion. But yeah, that's perfect.
Word.
Hopefully that helps them with it a bit because I think it has been an issue, but it's more so medical is
Right, EMAG.
an unrewarding field sometimes. So I think as much as I love it, some people just get a little burnt out. So
Yeah. True, dog.
but yeah, thank you. That makes a lot.
Well,
Yep.
compassion fatigue is a real thing for doctors, right? So that
Oh,
makes
yeah.
perfect sense. 100%.
We have to be super morbid and fucked up with our jokes and everything. It's the only way we get through it. We deal with too much.
Hit level 84 attack in RuneScape last night.
Oh, good shit.
Yep.
So you're almost halfway there.
Yep. Okay. Well, meeting started. Let's go down the freaking table. Okay. First I'm finna hit the boys with the classic. PD liaison Dakota, do you have anything to present?
Speak up, Dakota.
I can't hear him.
No, yeah, I just can't hear
Yeah,
you.
my bad.
You're
Yeah,
alright,
like,
Dakota?
Oh, okay.
we can't hear you, Dakota.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
Sorry,
Yep.
sorry.
Yeah, much better. Much
Hello.
better. There you are.
Yeah, sorry. I have a couple things that I would like to bring up.
Sure.
This is probably something, I don't know at what level this could be addressed. I did talk to the deputy mayor before this about this. Apparently people are stealing a lot of helicopters now from the airport.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
We have no means to go after them for obvious reasons. And the only way we can get on ATC is if we drive down to the airport and link into theirs and tell them to land, which, knowing that we can't follow, they don't.
Yo, quick suggestorino. Why don't you guys go steal a helicopter and then chase them?
Or why don't you just shoot them after you warn them to land?
Yeah, that seems fair.
we have-
Can't you do
we-
that if you can't pursue?
We have shot at it. Secondary issue. Our guns are not as effective as you would imagine.
Okay.
So we are struggling to
Oh.
take down a helicopter, even if we were hitting tail rotors.
You got pea shooters like with Glocks.
It's
back in the day?
also-
what it is probably a range issue, right?
Well, but if they're
Yeah,
out of
so far
range of
away,
a firearm, then doesn't that mean there's somebody else's problem?
What?
Well, the secondary thing I was going to raise to that is we've also had a lot of instances where I put 12 rounds into somebody and then they hit me over the head with a wrench and knock me out.
Yeah, you
Oh
shoot him in
my
the head,
God.
bro.
Yeah, I've hit people in the head before.
If I could blast that bitch.
I do try to be blasting, and I still
Word.
get a wrench in the forehead.
Yeah, this doesn't sound like council stuff.
No, I will say, totally just commandeer a helicopter and park it at PD and wait for someone to do this shit.
Commandeer one, brand PD.
Yeah,
all right.
fuck it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Look, just make sure it doesn't get blown up so you don't have to pay the owner, you know?
All right. Secondary
And this
thing.
is not for your use other than combating helicopters.
Yeah, understood. Understood. Secondary thing is another thing that I spoke to Deputy Mayor about. The Maze Bank on Bay City is starting to get robbed. Shock.
Oh, no.
That's where I get my paychecks. What the fuck?
Same.
I know.
They should pick a different bank.
Do we have FDIC insurance?
I hope so.
Fucking better.
I
Jesus.
sure hope so, guys.
All of my money.
Are we losing money?
I sure hope we aren't, guys.
God.
I sure hope we have
Oh
it.
no.
That would be unmanageable forever.
Oh god, it would be. Oh no.
But what I was saying to the deputy mayor is that people are using dinghies to get away in the canals because the access appears to be somewhere in the sewers. And our boats are having a little trouble catching up, but I know I spoke to him about that. But I'm more just bringing it to your attention that that's starting to happen. Is the bank up there is being robbed?
You know, I'm a big fan of shoot their boat. I like
Yes, I was thinking.
I like-
yeah,
I like
it's
shooting.
another. You can't follow them.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
you got guns.
Look, look, I'm not a cop. I'm going to tell you how to do your job. But if you can't chase them, shoot them.
I mean, that used to be a thing back in the day. where
Yeah,
you couldn't
yeah,
pursue.
we used to shoot over a lot of different things back in the day, but that has changed to some extent.
Yeah,
so
Dakota,
I will.
I think maybe things like this you should bring to your
Patreon?
high command, and then they can bring them to the state directly. I don't really
Okay.
know if the council's in a position to handle, the technical specifications of your boats and guns and stuff.
Understood. I just want to
Yeah.
bring it up because the mayor was here, but noted going forward.
Yeah. No, I support a bit of an escalation right now.
We will treat them if needed after the fact. So there you
Yeah,
go. Just go
that's
for it.
When I
Give me
heard
name.
about the helicopter escape, it was yeah, definitely.
Yo, Edo, speak up.
Oh. Sorry, I was like, yeah, when I heard about the helicopter escape, I was like, I figured it was going to be brought up at some point.
Oh, word. Yeah, there's a fucking
Yeah.
helicopter that landed in Legion Square the other day.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
insane.
that's lovely. Not dangerous at all.
All right. And then the last thing was a DOJ question that I brought up to Chief Justice. So those, I just wanted to make you aware of some of those things. I didn't know
Holy
if those
fuck,
were like,
Malton's here.
Oh my god.
I was here last
Yeah,
week
here.
too.
Oh, I just didn't even. Holy fuck.
You're
Sorry,
very
good. Sorry,
right.
sorry.
How's it
I
going?
just it just clicked with me. Dakota, sorry. I'm sorry.
It's hilarious.
oh, you're all right. No, my last point was already brought up before, and that was it. I just wanted to bring some of those things to your attention. But other than that, I've gotten everything else sorted in the other avenues that be. So I'm good.
Silently slithered his way in.
All right. Well, as for my stuff, the only thing kind of on the radar is there's been some lawyers who have been grumbling about pay again. I believe that's just in relation to the income tax being adjusted recently, though.
It hasn't been adjusted in like weeks.
Mhm.
Maybe it's just finally like filtering through, and they're just finally noticing it. What is the income tax act currently?
It's
Is
like
there like a
8 or some shit.
Oh, it's not
I can
even
go
that bad.
check real quick.
No, it's not bad at all.
No,
Yeah.
it's over. It's just the standard like pay grumbling. I've basically kind of been placating a little bit, just saying like, hey,
What-
the pay is the pay for now. You
I'm
know,
not-
maybe that'll change next administration.
I'm not
but-
opposed to upping their pay. I could I can do that shit right now, dog. I'm gonna be honest, because I know that and my wife and I have observed that they're having trouble right now.
Yeah, the lawyers are. Yeah.
But see, the thing is, right? The thing that I've observed is EMS pay has been $1,300 for almost 2 weeks. Sometimes,
it hasn't changed much.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
same with the doctor side. Which, again, I appreciate it a lot for that pay raise, but unfortunately, I mean, the people who are there, it means a hell of a lot to them, which is the same thing I always thought, but it certainly hasn't caused people to work.
You know, fuck it. I'll raise their pay to $1,000 an hour. Fuck it. I think they deserve it.
I think that is appreciated. The only thing I will say, and this is maybe this is an issue that might be present in other professions, but if I'm being perfectly honest, a lot of the lawyer pay issue is for self-inflicted wounds. People just aren't charging for their services.
True.
Yeah,
Actually.
And
exactly.
that's
We can't.
that-
So
Lance,
struggle with
there's
that, but
Lance, there's
yeah.
also an issue right now that I was told by the lawyers is that Oliver is undercutting everybody on contracts, saying that he will $50.
Yeah,
for
what's up with that?
contract
Oh, I
signatures.
heard that from Ledson. Yeah, people are
Yeah.
undercutting hard.
Yeah,
so it just wasn't
Oliver
worth doing.
is charging $50, so now everybody else who is charging more is just getting nothing.
I mean, it's a classic race for the bottom. I don't
Uh-huh.
think setting a mandatory minimum is appropriate.
We had that
Um,
for expungements for a reason, right? Giving that money to lawyers because otherwise, right, it was just a way to give them that money.
expungement
not-
is a
In the
state
past,
mandate.
right?
I
I'm
guess
saying, but in the
contracts-
past, right, we had the lawyers got $2,500 for expungements.
Baller
That fee was for
gang.
them to ensure that they had that money, and it was a minimum fee to file, right? I'm just saying that
Sure.
we had a standardized like minimum before.
I don't think mandatory minimum is appropriate specifically for contracts because that goes into the bucket of how we enforce it. Expungements, they have to go through judges. They're very limited. They're very trusted. That is like an official government facet function. Whereas, realistically speaking, if we mandate minimums for legal services, everyone knows a lawyer. Everyone's gonna underreport. It's like in a vacuum, like sure, I'd like to set a mandatory minimum for contracts in this case, but in a practicality sense, like how do you enforce that or make sure that thing's up to date? And I just don't think you can. If people are racing to the bottom,
Bro,
if
I'm literally
Oliver's
not
charging
listening
$50
right now.
for a contract, I mean shit, man, Oliver's not around 24/7.
True.
What I've heard is that people are saying that they'll wait to spend this, which I suppose is their prerogative.
Yeah, that's also their prerogative, right? I don't know.
I understand what you're saying, but I think regulation by enforcement is still a mechanism.
It is a mechanism. I don't know.
Okay,
If
I'll
it's
wake up.
specifically that. I mean, like Crane, you're in the legal world a little bit. Like, what are your thoughts on mandatory minimums for legal services?
Depends on the service, I guess, and I don't know why I would need to regulate, free market.
That's a little where I'm at, right? Like, if the pay is being bumped, that might help a little. I don't know how.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know how popular the contract business is, let's say, but contracts is just one facet of being a lawyer. It doesn't change the issue of lawyers historically like to race for the bottom, and I don't know how to solve that on an institutional level. I'm going to be honest.
So, you say you don't know how to solve it, but I feel like the solution's right there, right? And I know you guys are saying that it doesn't work. Why doesn't the mandatory minimum work?
Because people just won't follow it.
Well, why don't we make it illegal for people to not follow it?
Oh.
Because then you have to investigate and charge for it and all that other stuff.
That would screw over lawyers, I suppose, and we already don't have many, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt in there.
The number of lawyers is not an issue. It's like the lawyer pool is similar to PD in the sense that there's always going to be people who want to be lawyers. It just comes down to the quality you want and the function you want them to serve in the city.
They said that adoption fraud was unenforceable. I even said so. However, the number of people who got arrested for that shit through the roof.
That's a good point, and it was hilarious.
So yeah, I'm thinking like you could like cops could set up sting operations on these fucking lawyers to see if they're crooked. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of potential there. like you know, people fucking like does confidentiality apply to the person who is hiring a lawyer? Question mark.
It would not apply during a sting operation, but if you are discussing something with a lawyer, that is like
Privileged.
by definition privileged, which is similar to the can of
You
worms we
can
had with the
snitch on your
notebook
lawyer, yes.
investigation.
That's what I'm
But
asking.
yeah, that.
That's what I'm asking.
But yeah, that.
Yeah, you know, people could just like. I feel like there's a lot of potential here. Potential. You know what I'm saying? Fucking. We can't just give up if the prospect of more work is like wagging in our face. Like for example, we got something we're gonna present now, or not now, but like at this meeting, for the motherfucking grime workers that are dropping their trailers off on the shoulder of Polito and other places so that they can speed back
Yeah,
to the
that's
city.
insane.
You know,
I could not believe
so
that.
bad.
See, like,
It is so bad.
Think about this reaction though, okay? And then consider for a moment, how would the police ever catch someone doing this?
I think I have a
They
note
have
on
to
that.
stake out. you know?
Right. So how would a person ever catch a lawyer undercutting and not following the mandatory minimum?
Yep, sting operation.
It's a matter of effort.
It's also at a baseline. I also don't really think it's our place to regulate mandatory minimums for legal services. Now, if that's a route that we're wanting to go for various industries, let's say, then I could support that in general. But I don't think it's our job as the council to say, hey, legal community, quit undercutting each other. We're going to come in like your parents and set mandatory minimums. Is it a big enough issue to where we
Cold
have to come
fusion,
in
paper
and
shank.
legislate it? That's right.
I will concede that I don't think it is big enough issue right now.
Okay.
That's because I barely see Oliver around. I don't. It might be different for my wife because she's awake during the day a lot more often than I am.
Yeah, I mean, I'll certainly let's say kick around the prospect of mandatory minimums. I believe at one point I did in the past, but yeah, I'm just not sure if it's like a legislative route. But I'll
Has
I'll put out
anybody
some feelers.
spoken to Oliver and said, "Hey, maybe don't"?
Yeah,
do
He
this?
he fucking lied about it.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
motherfucker.
hell?
I'm gonna go
Oh my
raise.
God.
I'm gonna go raise lawyer pay real quick. Hang on. Burr, 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 burr. Money's dropping quick. Cool.
I was gonna say.
I'm very much aware of that. I'm not saying it should be on everything, but maybe some things, right? And if you can't afford it, maybe you shouldn't be participating in that for certain things, right?
I don't think it's that people can't afford it. I just think it's people who either want a good deal or who are getting paid. Let's say in other ways, right? Like maybe you're not charging for the contract, but you're you're getting a back end deal where you're like that business's lawyer. They're going to keep coming to you for legal services related to that business, right?
And that just kind of seems retainery, doesn't it?
Right, which is once again like another not issue, but if I'm not paying for this contract, but I'm paying you
We suspended
5K
two
a
people's
month as,
licenses
like a general
yesterday.
retainer, like is that something that's covered under this mandatory minimum legislation? Like I said, I'll kick around feelers. I'll see what people are thinking in general. I just
I'm just gonna say,
I
when
don't
they
know.
sign off on a contract, they're essentially notarizing the contract, right? Having a standardized minimum notarization fee is not too crazy.
Mm-mm.
But other than like general pay issues, yeah, there's nothing else really. Civilian Oversight Board has received a couple complaints. We're still kind of working through like the kinks of like the pipeline to be actioning those and such. But we'll have some test cases basically to look at next
Yo,
week.
Malton,
Yeah, what's up?
how do you feel about Archie Archer willing to completely abandon his role to run for mayor?
Damn.
Archie Archer never wanted to be on the Civilian Oversight Board.
Did he not?
Yeah,
No, he wanted
not
power,
really.
bro. That's
He
it.
just wanted power.
He just wants.
Oh,
He's
okay,
Gollum.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I mean,
yeah.
he admitted to me
Yeah,
that this
that's
was
right.
he saw it as a political stepping stone. I mean, it is a little disheartening, but I'm not I'm not really judging motives, shall we say? Right?
Here,
Like,
suggestion. I mean, it's your baby, so
yeah.
replace him with the 4th place.
I was
Well,
just about to
You
say
mean
that.
fifth
Yeah.
place?
I mean, if he's already
yeah.
looking past it, then why don't we give it to somebody who actually wanted to be on it?
Yep.
I agree. 100%.
Honestly, fair.
Well, that's our suggestion. Obviously, you know.
I'll wait till he actually declares candidacy for the
He did.
for the mayor.
He already
He told me
Yeah, he
today.
has.
Yeah,
He's
he had
already
me trying to
he's already
pitch to me.
campaigning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know there's a couple elections. When does? But I guess my thing is like for like officiality. Let's say when does the clearing season actually start? Is that set in stone or anything?
The signups are going. I believe they went up on the 9th last time, so they will go up on the 9th this time.
Okay. Yeah, no, he's advertising himself in the Yellow Pages as running for mayor, Malton.
Yeah, and he's actively
Yeah,
going and
he-
speaking to groups and
Yep.
yeah.
He reached out to me today.
Get rid of this clown. That's
Yeah,
my
'cause
opinion.
he's-
They're running for mayor.
Yeah, I think
He's
that's
no
fair.
longer paying attention to what he should be, so give it to somebody who will.
What did you have anything, Malton?
Not for like legislation, just general updates on like the pay and the Civilian Oversight Board.
Okay. Cantor, you got anything?
Nothing to propose today. Still working on studies for the scheduling of weed. But I think from my discussions with people, I think a lot of that will be based around the things that PD's aware of.
You say
So-
Wade?
My
Weed.
accent's a little too strong. Weed?
Weed. Sorry.
Wade. Yeah, yes. Sorry about that.
All good.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the only thing to schedule so far. So just working on that still.
Alan, do you have anything to present?
Yeah.
Okay. I see we got Pay Me. We got Parking.
Parking
R.
and assholes.
And assholes.
Big fan of assholes.
Yep.
Big fan of assholes. Yep.
Big fan of
man.
assholes.
Good name.
Damn straight.
Didn't think those words would come out of my mouth today, but you know, here we are.
Do we? Where do you want to start? My wife is making butter chicken, dude.
Oh yeah. So pay me. I noticed. I'm not getting paid in accordance to my role on city council. I'm getting paid as a judge.
Oh,
So not fair.
okay. Well, I mean, what do your expenditures look like these days?
I mean,
I'm just like, you know, like, are you not getting paid like a livable wage or?
no, it's about equity.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm owed $50,000 from the state. Then so is my wife.
Why is that?
For our audit and interviewing for the PCP and selecting the chief of police.
All right. So those duties were part of what?
Part of the PCP,
Which was power granted to what office?
the mayor's office.
Right. So if you are the mayor, then ostensibly wouldn't a power granted to you be your responsibility?
Yeah, I suppose, but at the same time, if you apply that logic to the people that were hired to do the audit, wouldn't you say also that that's their responsibility once they are hired to do so?
Yeah, but hired means you get paid compensation.
Am I not getting paid for being the mayor?
You are. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Well,
it is already part of your job description to do that because it is a power granted to your office. What I'm saying is basically the state and the council as part of that action added responsibility, which you already paid for as part of your job description. What I'm saying is that I hold two roles, much like Cantor, much like Nakota, much like Malton.
What are your two roles?
Where I am both a judge and a city council member.
Okay.
So I am getting paid only as a judge, whereas the other people at the table are getting paid as city council members.
It's your responsibility to do those things. That's a responsibility you took on yourself as well.
Right.
So why do you think you should be paid more?
No, I'm saying I should be paid the same.
Same as who?
The other city council members.
How much are they getting paid, Alan?
I don't know. You control that.
How much are you getting paid per hour, Alan? I gotta know.
I don't know. You control that.
Well,
Hold
hold on.
Lance signed in while he got his money? When he did the audit too?
Hold on. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. When's the last time you picked up your paycheck for Bay City?
Today.
And how much did you get paid?
Like 14K or something.
Okay. So after this meeting, or what? Like, I assume you'll remember the time that you got your paycheck, right?
Sure.
After this meeting, what you can do is you can go down to Bay City, and you can figure out how much exactly you're making, and then maybe suggest an actual number to have your pay raised to. Because right now, you don't know how much you're getting paid per hour.
I'm getting paid what judges get paid.
Okay, but my point is if you were doing, look, I value a judge's work extensively because my wife has imprinted into me how difficult and how much work goes into doing that. That said, how much work have you done in the realm of actual judge work? You've done some bench trials and stuff like that, right?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm just wondering how many hours do you have signed in?
I don't know. What does that have to do with this?
Well, just take a guess. Just like a random guess.
What does that have to do with this?
I am wondering how I can justify a pay raise for you if you are not putting in the hours and the time.
I'm asking for an equitable hourly rate.
Okay.
You're misunderstanding, I think.
I'm not misunderstanding at all, Alan.
I think you are, because your questions are irrelevant to the point I'm making.
This isn't a courtroom, Alan. I'm trying to figure out how
it's a conversation, right? But
sure.
We have to get to the same page, right? So we have to understand what we're communicating about. And if we're talking past each other, which it seems like we are, then that's a problem.
Sign in as a council member, then.
I cannot. That's what I'm trying to say.
You set up all of us to be able to do that. You assigned us the ability to do that.
Max, I did not.
Who did?
Okay, so here's the thing. I can hire myself as a council member.
Yeah.
I suppose, and then I could sign as that alternatively for the meetings and such.
Yep.
I'm doing it through the proper channels because that would be an executive action that would be wrong. I'm simply asking for the council to allow me to do what is equitable. That's it. I am not an authoritative executive body when it comes to pay because you control things like that. So I am coming to you, acknowledging the fact that I cannot, even though I have the technical ability, I can and should not do it on my own. So I'm doing it through proper channels. That's what I'm saying. You're misunderstanding.
Okay, my counterpoint was simply you don't know how much you're getting paid per hour. You can't tell me that.
I know that I'm getting paid.
You can't tell me how many hours you've worked in the last week. So why is pay an issue to you right now? Is what I want to know.
Because for the time I am getting paid, when I'm doing the same work as other city council members, I am getting a lesser rate.
Okay.
That is all I am pointing out. And I'm asking for the ability as a group for me to make that potentially equitable. That's it.
Okay. I'm mainly just playing devil's advocate. I really don't give a shit if you get paid more money.
Yeah, well, I don't either. I'm just explaining that like the points you're raising don't have anything to do with what I'm saying. It's just
Well, no, they have. I mean, my point is that if you cannot quantify to me how much money you're making per hour or how many hours you've worked per week, how is it that your pay could be such a pressing issue to you that you would present it to the council right now?
because it's a matter of rate. And also, as I said to Cantor before this, no one brought anything to me this week to bring up, so I found things to bring up on my own behalf.
Love it. I actually do love that.
Which I did not do for the first, I don't know how long. So,
like 5 weeks. Yeah, I'm in favor of you getting a raise. I got to be honest.
I just want the ability. Can I create the ability for me to sign in as a chief justice instead of a judge?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Why not? Fuck
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Thank you.
What would be a reasonable rate for that? Probably like
whatever the council gets paid.
So I don't actually know the base number that the council is being paid. I can only adjust a percentage of that. So it's whatever we last. So whatever we last voted on it for it to be. Excuse me.
I think it was 850.
No,
but it's gone up since then because of whatever.
After the last one where we gave ourselves raises.
Oh, I forgot about the 200. Yeah,
$1,000.
Max, I sent you.
Say when I wasn't here? Hell yeah. All right.
Yeah.
What, Mike?
No, I sent you an email with all the numbers.
Ooh.
You can get the actual base on everything.
City council is 800 before tax.
Oh, then it never got changed.
Yeah. Okay.
Judge is 900 before tax. So actually, you've been making more money.
Wow, you've been
than the
making
city
more money
council.
than us.
Not if it's like whatever triple XP weekend or whatever has been going around.
Oh, that was just for the PD.
Oh, I thought city council made a bunch of money this recently.
Oh wait, yeah. Hold on.
Wait.
Let me do some math. Hang on. Nah, Alan's right. Council has been making more than him. Wait. Why? This says doctors are getting. Wait, DOC. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think they're getting paid the least because it's just inherently. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they don't deserve money.
Yeah. They're chaos.
Yep. Yeah. Raise it. I mean, I don't really know the particulars about adding another role like that, so, but I mean, I'm for it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I really
okay. I can get it figured out. I just wanted your guys' permission as a group, so I'm not doing things on my own. That's all.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So pay me is approved. I will get equitable compensation in terms of role. Let's see. Parking got resolved. That was again part of the same issue because I signed in as a judge and judges got removed from the city council shared parking. I couldn't take out the car anymore.
No back pay though.
But Michael's working on that. And then asshole. Yeah, I was walking to the bank today because I like to walk because it's good for my knees because I'm old and they're bad. And I was walking down to get some bird to throw, or some fucking breadcrumbs to throw to the birds down there. And well, back in the day, I used to read a lot and I'd sit at the cafe and it was, sometimes it was kind of like slow reading, like Tale of Two Cities and such. Well, I guess I just got immersed at some point in the sort of existential evaluation of, my place and everything. And, I'm out here throwing these breadcrumbs, these birds, and they're finding more happiness than I think I'll ever find in any kind of
Alan
facet.
Alan, what's you, darling? What's wrong?
Yeah, what?
I was enjoying his story.
Oh, yeah. So I was going to the bank, right? I was walking to the bank. My knee was hurting, and I said a reminder to call my PCP. Anyway, I was walking to the bank and my knee was hurting. And okay, so I get there and I get my money, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna walk back, and I walk back, and a tow truck was on the sidewalk going like 100 miles an hour, almost ran me over, had like a bright green cab with purple headlights, and I was thinking to myself, I thought $1,000 and 4 points on your license was like a lot of threat.
It is.
But if they don't care and they're just driving 100 miles an hour on the sidewalk and swerving oncoming lanes, and do they not care? Is that not enough fear? You know, like, do we need more fear? Like, what do I do? Because that guy did not give a fuck. He didn't even stop. He didn't even say like, holy shit, are you okay? I'm so sorry. He just fucking kept going. He yelled sorry while speeding by. I barely heard him.
God.
Maybe
Yeah, I
someone
got
paid them
bulldozed
to
by
put a
a
hit
tow
on you.
truck.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I
It's
just,
pretty bad.
I feel like something.
Gonna have to put him down
Maybe we need to like, can you do your quota thing with PD, but just for that? I don't know.
for.
It seems like
Ooh.
Or like the commercial
they need to
vehicles.
control commercial vehicles. I am goddamn
Yeah.
sick of walking around,
Yeah.
because look, I may be one of the few people, and that's fine.
You're
But
not.
I enjoy walking around, and I enjoy, you know, bicycling around and taking things slower. And it is fucking crazy that for me to walk from the apartments to my workplace, I almost get run over like 3 times
Mhm.
by a grime truck or a group 6 truck or a tow truck or, you know, a sanitation truck.
Yep.
We
or
have
those
to control these people.
18-wheelers. Jesus.
I mean, yeah, isn't that under reckless driving and the?
But that's my point is
Name is Marlo Stanfield. How can I help you?
Yo, Marlo, what's the
not being enforced,
the total weight
or
limit on a tier 1 grime truck?
people not focusing on that.
Am I still signed in?
No ideas there.
Oh yeah, let me call you in like
we run a
2
lot
minutes.
of speeding
Like, can you let me know tier 1 and tier 2?
Commercial vehicles.
Yeah.
Also,
tier 2 is 3,500.
So, that's the
I
that's
would
the
have
max
to
limit.
look into whether or not
Yeah.
the vehicles
Could
being
you do
pulled
me a
over are
huge
commercial.
fucking?
I will say,
I guess it would be hard to do. Never mind.
What's that?
People might be.
Honestly, sorry, go ahead.
What
No, I was gonna say,
percentage
people
of a
might be more
total
inclined to go,
haul
you know, are trying
do you
to
think
get the
would
car
be
that's going
reasonable
130
for
as opposed
police to be able to be like, all
grind
right,
van
this
that's
thing's too
going
heavy for
90
the
in
road
city?
for each tier?
I don't even have to be going 90 though. If they're just, like, on the sidewalk or cutting corners on their turns, that would be enough in theory.
Yeah.
I mean,
personally, I haven't seen a lot of vehicles that are used commercially do things like that.
I
But
guess
obviously, you know,
does it make sense that a
if
tier
you've
2
just
truck
seeing it, I mean,
should have like why? What makes the
I don't know.
truck
I don't know
heavier
if
for the
people are being
road?
pulled
Is it
over.
for the
I'd be
road or
interested
for
to
the
see how many
truck?
times people are actually being
Because why
charged
would
with,
2,000 pounds in a tier 2
with
truck
the commercial
be
vehicle charge?
the same
So
as
I can look into that,
3,000
but,
pounds in a tier 3
maybe
truck
that's
if
the
it's
issue.
if it's
I can
weight
tell you
based,
right now.
right?
It's
You
about
would
it's
think
about
that
how much the
You can
suspension
too.
can
You guys
handle.
don't know that?
It's
Right.
about the truck, not
Go
the
to incidents,
road.
advanced
Yeah.
search, and
So
search that charge.
basically, when these
I mean,
these
given the fact
trucks
that they're driving
have
these
enough weight,
giant
they
trucks, you know,
visibly
that are
sag,
far more dangerous
right?
than the average vehicle,
Which, you know,
and
realistically would cause
just
more
feel like
danger
they
for people on
should
the
be
road
held
because it's
So,
harder to control that
the
cab.
charge is not being used.
So
clearly,
or not the cab,
because
the fucking
since
trailer.
March 12th,
Mhm.
So
there have been 7
right
instances of
now,
this.
I
Yeah.
have
that's it.
a weight limit for tier 3 trucks at 3,000.
Hell, I see
you think that's
7
unreasonable?
instances walking down the street, you know,
Um,
in 5 minutes.
Yeah, the charge is just not being used enough. Because
I think that
these
this
people are doing
job,
this. I don't know if it's just there's other priorities or what, but
I
you know,
think that
it
it
is
makes the
something that
job
I
a
think,
lot
yeah,
worse
deserves to be addressed
What
because
does?
it is fundamentally
having that sort of
ridiculous
having that
for
limit to it.
these gigantic, you know,
I think that the like the pay that you've done is great,
fucking machines to,
and we
to
really
just go
appreciate
everywhere
that.
at
But
100 miles an hour.
the
It's crazy.
amount
I got
of
bulldozed by a
I feel
tow
like
truck coming
I'm trying
down the
to.
highway in my Weevil
At the end of the
today
day, like
on the way
if
here.
that's what needs to
So-
happen, that's what needs to
and
happen,
the
right?
motherfucker didn't even
Right.
pause,
I try to you know
literally
toe the line
yeeting
between both. Where like
myself
obviously
and
it's
2
still a
local
job that I
cars
make money at, but I
into
also
the guardrail.
understand where y'all
Just
coming
kept
from.
going.
Let me just look at the box score real quick. Box fill
now that you
trunk
mention it,
is
actually, we were
1,500 total weight. So
chasing a car
1,500,
right
3,500,
now,
5,000 for the
right
weight.
in front of us.
Running every red light, going 80, 90 miles an hour.
Because we could do that in 3 contracts basically, right?
When I was still
Right.
driving my
And then
motorcycle, I'd probably
having to.
been bulldozed by
I
a
mean,
fucking
it's just
truck at least.
What? So
I would say it's like
you're
2
gonna have
times a day.
people are just
3
gonna
times a day.
people aren't gonna do that legally is
they're
what's gonna
insane.
happen, and then people are just gonna not do the job.
I
think.
know.
And I
Okay.
mean, at the end of the day, that's their choice,
So
right?
clearly, Nagoda,
Well, what about a
Um,
weight limit just for the tier 3
I don't know
trucks?
because
'Cause those are the ones I've seen
very
sag.
harsh because
I don't even know
So
if the
the
box
thing is,
can.
the weight, because yes, we hold more weight, but we also get more packages. So it's still
and
like
the
that's
primary
3
charge is,
contracts.
let's just say
Both of
it's
them do
first degree
SAG, the tier
speeding.
2
The
and tier
officer
3. I don't
chooses
know
not
about
to
the
give,
box
like,
though.
reckless
Okay.
driving felony.
Right.
But
Say
the
it's
tier
first degree
3
speeding,
or tier 2 and tier 3
that's
both do
7
it.
points.
Yep.
If you're caught
Um,
doing that 3 times, you lose your license.
I think the
But
pay is just
that
not going to be
charge and
worth it,
those
where people are
points
going to be
mean
willing
nothing
to
if not being
do
used, because
3,000
for this to,
kilogram
have
runs
been around
and then have to wait in between.
for that
I think people would
long,
just do a different
and
job, to be honest.
it's been used 7 times
As shitty
since
as it
March
sounds.
12th. I mean, that's
What was
a
the
month.
limit on the
7
tier 2?
times in a month
3.5?
is
3.5, yeah.
really bad.
Once every 3 days.
Especially if it's going to be like, you're over, I'm going to
This is the
impound
kind
your
of charge
shit,
that
and then
until the behavior is corrected,
Frank's
you
going to
probably
hate you
see,
too. Like, people are just going to do a different
couple
job
of
at the end of
these
the
a
day.
shift, right? At least 3 a shift or something.
Okay. I will.
Like, I would imagine
communicate it.
if it was something.
And I
that
don't
was
know how I'm
being
going to swing
even
that with
remotely
the
considered
union
prioritized,
to
that
be like,
seems,
yeah, still vote for the guy that made your job useless.
kind of reasonable.
Well, I'm not
Understood.
making it useless.
I
I'm
will,
trying
uh,
to make it
communicate
so
that.
that
No,
the-
I get it, but that's what they're gonna think, right? That's how
I'll go
they
by
are gonna
shift
see it.
real
Is
quick.
well, I
I'm
can't
up
really
tonight.
do a fucking run without going over that
Go
in
to shift 1, but
like
I
10
just wanted
minutes
to
and then
bring it
having
up
to wait
because I
another
think
10 minutes
that's
to
an
get
issue
back
that,
on the road. It's just
every
people ain't
business
gonna do it.
Yeah, I can make
I
announcements
think.
too now.
I think
for
not
PD, so
everybody,
can
but I
also
think
set
think
up rates.
people are either gonna just break the law
yeah, let's
or
do it.
they're gonna find something else that makes money.
And then obviously the ongoing.
What about 80% of the maximum
The
load?
entire penal code is still a project. I've solicited preliminary feedback from some judges.
Which would be what? Let me
I've
see.
opened the door to others if they want to contribute by doing their
What is
own
that, like
efforts.
4,000? I think look,
yeah.
I think 3,500 to 4,000 is fine. I'm gonna still go past that
If you guys
every
in
time, most likely.
particular have any charges,
Sure.
But,
or any, things that you feel are not things you want to bring to
I think it's just
council,
gonna
there may
depend. Like,
be
what's the
more
outcome? Are you
niche,
they
or
like
it's
the
an
car's gonna be
adjustment
towed,
rather
or the
than a
truck's
full
gonna be towed?
change.
Because obviously it's unsafe, right? It's not gonna
I
just
would
be a
welcome
fine.
Any kind of documented commentary.
Yeah,
on
I
it.
don't know.
I can
Like,
do that.
Documented, I
right,
mean,
this all stemmed from an
definitely
ability,
send
like
me
a
an email
desire
or
to
text or
actually
something.
define unlawful operation of a
So I
wide
have
load
the
Yeah.
record of it that
for the
I can
police
reference
department to
later.
actually enforce. Because right
I
now,
will get on that. I already have some.
yeah, like we
people
talked
brought
about
up.
it, right? And the way that we figured it out was, if they have more than 1,000
or
1,000 kilograms of
whatever their
any
thing
type
is,
of
yeah.
cargo, then technically they are in breach of this law. Which I might
Wait.
just do. I
But no, I
guess.
thought it was 1,000 of. Oh yeah, one type of cargo. Yeah,
Right. So if someone
Yeah,
has
yeah.
more than 1,000 electronics or food, then they are.
And well, I've been charged with that once, I think. Right?
Who got you?
Is that something? Slacks.
That is another thing I can look at.
How did he-
will
Well, I walked
how
him
did
through
he-
it too.
It's been,
Oh,
He
did
just
you?
can't. I was speeding.
I
He
don't know
pulled
if
me
people
over and
have said
checked. I
this,
got pulled
but
over
there was
yesterday,
a
and I lost my goddamn
period there
license.
where
Oh, really?
nobody could get their car
Yeah, but
repaired. I
the
don't
stupid
know
ass
how
cops
that
didn't
is
even
now.
check
I
my
had to
trunk. That shit
go
was
get a
hella
repair.
overfilled.
Oh, word.
Yeah, that
I'm
shit
not
was
sure.
full as
I will
fuck
find
with
out.
dumb fucks. Anyways, yeah. So I think ultimately, I think that
makes sense.
yeah, would it be one or the other, or would it be both? Because would it be the 1,000 limit? And
One or the other. I think there just needs to be
I
some
think
regulation.
having 80%, I think would be good.
Yeah, on my stuff.
Okay.
And
Because then that makes it so.
I would do that
Doesn't-
for tier 2 and tier 3
bring
only.
up on behalf of the clerks.
Yeah, I could see that.
Uh,
What's 85% or 80% of tier 3?
And yeah, it's all DOJ side.
4,000.
I mean, sorry, I have tier 2,
Also, you have
2,800.
that panel, I believe, was it Cantor? Volunteered
Yeah.
to hear that
Yeah.
with,
Yeah,
responding to
Yeah,
I can see that.
if they didn't post
2,800 and
availability by
yeah, 4,000 and
today, I'm
2.8.
just gonna schedule it for based on
I could see that.
what I know we're gonna be available.
And that's a
for.
lot. Like the other one,
I should be
like
fine.
people
It was
didn't
just my head.
abide by the other one because
Wasn't
it's just
looking at scheduling it for Tuesday.
there's like no way to do
was
the
it planned
job
Tuesday?
with
Does that work
Right.
for everybody?
random fucking
In the
package
thing?
types, and then like it's just
I got you.
too
I
much
know
of a
your
hassle.
schedule.
People didn't give a fuck. But this is something that people can actively avoid. So I think that that's fine. And if they don't want to, then find another fucking job.
Okay. So I think this is a good compromise too, because if there was a dick cop, they could probably fuck a lot of people with the way that the law is written right now.
I don't
Oh,
have
100%.
anything to
Yeah,
propose,
you
but
would
I think
get-
90% of
been
people.
mainly busy
Well,
dealing with.
I think 99% of
things,
people, because I think most people don't even know it's a law, and then people don't know like what it is specifically. People don't know which packages. I think the current one is kind of dog shit. I think the 80% would be good.
So I did that. I've also reached out to a couple of other
I
people.
think
spoke
that,
to
and it's it's
Michael
obviously
about
easier for your cops to
installing
fucking
a microphone at Bahama
understand
Mamas.
and figure it out, because half of
I
cops didn't
spoke
even
to
know what the fuck they
Kermie
were charging
Folker
Yeah, cops are
before.
fucking
Like,
dumb, bro. I'm gonna be
yeah.
honest.
So if you just give them an exact number
drive
of weight, that's a lot
sorts,
easier.
because apparently
Once people
there's an
start getting their shit
issue
impounded,
with trash
I'm sure they'll
building up
start
down
acting
in the
up, or acting better rather.
and which
yeah.
we have
Because
a
it's
bit
gonna
of an
fuck their
issue
job, fuck their rep,
considering that it's
whole
felony
process,
trespassing
whole
to go
thing.
down into the sewers.
But
you know, we
Hmm.
could make an exception for
yeah,
sanitation
it is
workers,
still
but
going to be
then
seen
that's
in a
to stop
negative
people
light
from just going
regardless.
in, signing in,
So
and going down.
Yeah,
I might
just
to
not,
spin this, but
I might just try not to present this dog. I'm gonna be honest.
So
yeah, if you don't
I
try
don't
not to be the
know
person in the forefront, because I don't know how I'm going to spin that to the grime union. Like, oh yeah, by the way, he made it so that we
Sewer
could
passes.
get fucked harder by the cops.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I meant to call you earlier, but thanks for telling me. Yeah, I made a note in my notes, and that's probably something
trash causing like
that I
is
won't
there
present.
really an issue with just letting
All
the
right.
trash pile
Sounds
in
good.
the sewer?
Bye bye.
I mean, I would think after a while that it would just start to give people constant headaches. You know, the smell, and you know, because from what I was told, Kermie said that the couple of times that he had been down there before, you know, it was deemed a felony. He said that there were literally there's like apparently a pit down there, but it's like literally full of trash.
Yeah, I've seen that pit before.
Cool.
Yeah, so I've been trying to think of a way, you know, to possibly come up with something that is monitored by, you know, either, you know, ourselves or, you know, trusted government employees to kind of monitor specific entrances for the sanitation crews to go down for a, you know, a limited period of time to try and, you know, and then we give them like a bonus for their time on top of what they earn, you know, just from the materials.
Operation Sewer Cleanup.
Yeah, I'm still trying to iron out the details of it. I've been...
basically, anyone in the city can pick up these bags now. So
Yes,
it could be a citywide
wonderful.
initiative to get everyone down there and be like, hey, grab a bag and then drop it on the surface.
So do we just deem it for like one specific, you know, time period? Like, hey, right now is the only time that you can go down there without getting hit with felony trespassing.
Is it illegal right now? Did we actually
Technically,
deem it, yes.
Technically, yet.
Has it been posted?
I don't really know. I know everyone's aware of it.
was
They've
it?
been yelling about it a lot, but I don't remember where it would be.
Yeah, word spread real quick on that one.
Yeah, we put signs up on the entrances so people knew not to go down.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We kind of looped it in with an existing charge, so nothing was
Yeah.
to be posted.
With felony
Yeah.
trespassing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it was deemed, you know, public utility, so being in there is trespassing.
Why don't
Even
we-
though apparently people live down there.
Yeah. I met a guy.
Yeah, I had some EMS talking about how one of them lives down there, and I just had to tell them there's no way I can endorse that. I did testing down there, so there's radioactivity down there. It's not safe. So I told them I couldn't really help them. Sorry.
You got an EMS that lives in the fucking sewers?
Apparently.
Huh.
But I'm not gonna fight to do that. Maybe they should learn to live elsewhere.
Yeah, there is a strange attachment to living in the sewers that a lot of
There
people...
really is. Some people are very attached. It was almost like the adoption stuff where
like there were
really care.
There were
Got a
people,
whole culture around it.
There was a culture. There's no culture anymore. There was a bunch of weird fucking degenerate like social reject sewer people that had been down there for years.
I actually met a few of them.
Yeah, like that's the culture. Their culture's dead after everyone.
There
and
was
their,
a
and their
guy who
mommy
couldn't
got
even
a
be-
crowbar.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep. There was a guy who couldn't even breathe the air up here because he was so used to the toxins down there.
See, that feels like a great example of why it is not safe.
I know,
As the
right?
healthcare liaison who did tests and all that down there.
Gentrified sewers.
No one should be going down there unless they are in a bunch of like protective gear, under very limited conditions.
For those of us with common sense, but you know. But yeah, so like I said, I did speak to Kermie. I am trying to sort out something to try and alleviate the trash issue of the sewers, but yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
He messaged me too. Hold on, let me read what he said.
Yeah, he told me about the conversation that he had with you in the text messages. So
2 days ago. Well, first of all, he showed me the heat map of trash.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I need to work a deal with the city/state. Showed me the heat map. He said, I need to clean these, my OCD. I said, I wonder if some of those are coming from the sewers. I said, talk to Edda, maybe arrange a trash gathering event. She will probably compensate you. He said, I am convinced that 90% of trash is either in the sewers or houses. And then he said in all caps, I tried talking to Edda. Issue is people's houses. It's not an issue anymore, fortunately. I need you to, let me civ raid. I'll roll a d20. Then he showed me the d20 he rolled. And
I told him there was no way in hell that we were doing that. But yeah, now it's not an issue.
A 6 out of 20, which I really don't know. But then he said, never mind, this convo never happened. I said, Lamau, in parentheses, I didn't actually laugh out loud. I said, people would be super paranoid about letting you in their house to pick up trash, but it is a problem. I wish those bags would go away in people's houses, which come true. He said, I'm more concerned about the headaches, TBH, valid concern, that. And I think, why don't we arrange a time next week where we get everyone together? We drop the trespassing, felony trespassing. We just get everyone in the city, go down there and just grab a trash bag and then bring it up to a bunch of things up on the surface. It's going to be chaos though.
It is. That's the other thing, is like trying to manage it in a way that won't basically be like, hey, here's a whole bunch of money, criminals come and rob everybody.
Yeah.
Because we can't have nice things in the city.
Like, we could get some cops down there too. I don't know.
What? We need them to patrol, right?
Well, but what about patrol?
What?
I said we need them to patrol, right?
Yeah, true. I mean, 1 or 2 cops though, for that. Maybe the ones that like to sit on the side of the road and do traffic citations can spare some of their time to sit on the side of the sewer and make sure no one's killing each other.
Yep, could do. That's what I had a brief little, I was spitballing ideas and, just trying to designate, certain government employees who would want to volunteer to watch the entrances, because I want to make sure that, people aren't trying to get over on the system, as people love to do, and have people who actively participate in actually cleaning the trash, be rewarded for their time on top of what they're earning, and not be robbed. So
I'll organize something for next week. I'll request that the chief of police give me 1 or 2 cops to station at the top of these manholes to receive people that maybe are wounded or to solve disputes.
Yeah, they could give us security. Yeah.
Yep. Keep them from going down there because I don't want them to catch fucking malaria or whatever the fuck's going on down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
And then we just have people fan out, go down there and get bags. I'll set it for maybe next Thursday. We can do this.
Okay.
And I'll make a couple state announcements and whatever. I'll get Kermie to promote it too. Yeah, I'll set a time and date after this meeting.
Crazy idea. If the sewers are dangerous and we don't want to expose people to it, but we have this problem with the trash, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we allow Bobby and Carmine to put ankle bracelets on people, and then they escort them down the sewers and make the inmates pick up trash?
Good idea. The problem is that they might not be detained for long enough to eventually they could be like, hey, I want to go home, and then they're like, okay.
Yeah, and that's fair, right? I'm just saying the option, right? Because there may be some people who would like to go pick up trash, Bobby and Carmine. I can't imagine why.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I mean, I'm down on that. I think that's a great idea.
Or maybe they could use it to haze their new tryouts and hires, right? Maybe if there's no inmates, they make the lower DOC guards go pick up trash. Then Bobby and Carmine can live out their authoritative fantasies over their employees.
Speaking of which,
They sort of did that yesterday.
Oh God.
I do have something.
Hi, Booby.
Hey, Mayor.
Hi, Kyle.
Oh, shut up, you dumb fucking clown. Not you, Mayor. I'm talking to Chatterbox.
Yeah, you look amazing, Mr. Mayor.
What's up,
Thanks.
Mayor?
I need Bobby to come in.
Uh-oh. Hey, Bobby.
I have my list, Mayor.
Yep.
Hey, Bobby, you got this. Hey, Bobby.
You
got this.
what? Follow them all the way up to the prison. Is this something we want them to do to pick up inmates?
Come.
Bolingbrook.
Hey, hold on. We gotta fucking slap hands. In you. All right. Look, buddy. All right. Boom. Hey, you got this. I don't have any. Might be. Hey! Ooh! You got this, Bobby! You got this, Bobby! You got this!
Okay. Hey, Bobby, we were just talking about something that you could do with your DOC recruits.
Oh, yeah.
Speak up, Bobby.
Speak up.
We actually held the DOC's first boot camp. It was a 99% attrition rate. A lot of great people died that day. A lot of trainees died that day, but there were some that made the cut. Approximately 6 made the cut.
Is one of them called Dizzy? You don't even know, motherfucker?
And nobody but that name.
Oh, interesting. Because he thought he passed.
Is he? Well, if I don't remember him, he probably didn't pass. He probably wasn't cool then.
Yeah, fair. Before you go over that, we were thinking about having you slap ankle bracelets on prisoners and then clean up the sewers with them.
Mr. Mayor, I think that we should not only slap an ankle bracelet on them, but we should chain them all up, kind of like one of those lines, like when they're
a chain
we should
gang.
make them
A chain
a
gang.
chain gang. We should make them I don't know, like work on the casino or something. We should make them a mine like diamonds or something. I don't know. What is the city need diamonds or something?
Always need
Like a
diamonds.
gold mine.
They yearn for the mines.
Well, let this be a launching point for that then. Sewer cleanup. Have you had are you having any trouble with those buses by chance?
Buses don't operate.
Okay, so they're just like inoperable right now. Speak up.
You can lockpick it. We can lockpick the bus, but something's wrong with the transmission or something. It just doesn't go forward.
Okay.
It'll back up but not forward.
Oh wow.
Are you willing to start bringing people down into the sewers and having them pick up some trash?
Mr. Mayor, I'd be willing for anything the amazing council would any task the council would give me.
Okay.
Good.
Just an option, Bobby. You know, we're just thinking, you know, we have a problem with trash in the sewers, and you have both, you know, low-rung employees
Tattletale and
inmates
LeBron
who you
Hairline, thanks for
control,
subbing.
and,
Yo.
You know, it might give you
Hysteria
something
Materia,
to,
thanks for
you know,
subbing.
have them do.
B4 and Javon Rose and Paul Bearmasher and
Any way you can get the police to not stick their nose in what I do in the sewers, then, because I guarantee you, the day this happens, the cops are going to be storming me.
You'll be given an exception on the felony trespassing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
If this occurs, this will be something where, you know, we will go announce it at PD meetings. It will be communicated to high command through Nakota and, you know, other city council members. We need, you know, as long as there's clear communication ahead of time, everything will be fine.
What about unruly inmates that need to be punished in the sewers for not working hard enough? Am I gonna get a charge for beating them or shooting them?
No, because they're escaping at that point, right?
Are they?
Well, Bobby, you wouldn't be carrying a gun, outside the prison, would you?
Oh no! Carmine holds my gun for me.
Right.
It's a communal gun.
Yeah, because you don't have a
That's
license to possess a
concerning.
gun, right?
Right.
Mm.
It's a communal gun. Carmine's gonna be holding the firearm.
Well, if it's registered to you and Carmine's holding it, that's still illegal.
Yeah, that's fine
Yeah.
in the prison, Bobby, not fine outside the prison.
Carmine's gonna hold his gun, his firearm. I'll just hold
Good.
a knife.
Okay, great.
I think that if they're not following your orders to clean up trash down there, then they should be brought into line if they're prisoners. I don't think that I think they should listen to you when they're down there.
What
Otherwise,
about in the event?
Go on.
What about in the event that an inmate escapes the confines of the sewers? Do I have free reign to go retrieve said inmate?
all right, I'm starting to see a problem with this, actually.
Yeah. The more you're talking, the more I'm seeing my worst nightmare play out in my head.
Okay, all right, forget.
I don't like it.
Yeah, forget the trash stuff, Bobby. Can you
scratch the trash stuff?
Can you present the recruit shit that you got?
Yeah, none of them have felonies. We have Gary Kevin.
Okay.
Let me
Scotty
pull up.
Bart.
Let me pull up my report because
Oh yeah.
we
he
wrote
was
down your
mentioned
stuff
the
last
time. Yeah.
Psychosis, thanks for
1
something.
second. All right, approved guards. Okay, go ahead.
Gary Kevin. You need a state ID.
You already put that one last time. Keep going.
Scotty Bard.
And Bobby, these are ones you would like to hire, correct?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Scotty's the fuck guy. Please take him.
Yeah, you can have him. He's been warned he cannot
Okay.
claim
Angelic
that
thinks
he
something?
is licensed with medical because that, transcends
Or the
the
Angel
prison.
Icon?
But if he does medical in there, I can't stop him.
Angelic.
Fuck it.
Anybody else?
He was
Winslow
recording my feet
Jackson.
earlier. Oh, that was the one with the video,
All right.
wasn't it?
Villager.
Adger.
Well, we call him Pillager in Dogtown.
Yeah,
Oh,
because he's
okay.
angry.
So he's
All right,
so
next.
nice.
Second one was correct.
We have
Angel Icon.
Chastanisberg.
Go.
I don't know how to pronounce his full name. so
Chastanisberg,
just call him-
Andersonus Bergensen.
Yeah. That person.
I hate the Dutch.
Oh my god.
Meow meow meow.
Anybody else?
We have a Richard YQ. I think it's a weird ass spelled last.
It's
Lord,
Polish.
yes, please take him.
Okay.
I gotta rest my eyes for a couple minutes, guys.
Then we have a few more, but if we can only have
Hold on.
6, or if we only have a set
Right
amount,
back.
we do have a few more names. You want to know those names?
You want more names in general?
Well, these are just like if we have a baseline that we if we have a set number that we can only hire certain
Yes, you do.
Who's approved? Who are people you would like to have considered that passed your whatever?
Carmela, but she has a felony, which might be a problem.
That's what's
That's not happening. Yeah.
what's her felony?
It's reckless evading.
She has 2 times reckless evading.
Okay, anybody else?
Pigeon, he doesn't have any felonies. Cap Terranova.
He's also a doctor, that motherfucker. He hasn't worked once. He's a piece of shit.
Oh, that's not a good sign. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Lily Dubois. I think that's her last name. She creepy.
Okay, anybody else?
An old man named Rusty Bumblebear. Out of all those names, I think Carmela's the only one with a felony.
Bobby, I'm obligated at this time to suggest, even though he does not qualify, Erwin Dundee for undisclosed reasons.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, Erwin Dundee. Yeah, put that one in there.
He's got like 7 times
Felonies?
attempted murder of a government employee.
You know, instead of
He
Erwin
kidnapped
Dundee,
me to say this.
I wanna.
Okay.
What about Leonardo Slacks? I want to go
What?
ahead. I want to recommend him, Leo
You know what?
Slacks. Put him on the list.
Does he know he's going on the list, Bobby? So I'm gonna message him right now.
No. It's gonna be a surprise. You know, I think that he needs to change a
perfect.
career. No, just in case he gets fired or something, he can always have Dogtown.
Okay, anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, I've got all those people recorded. Guess we'll go ahead and hire your first batch of people that you approved, which would be Gary, Scotty, Winslow, Vil, Adger, Chastanisberg, the Dutch guy, and then Richard Whitekey or whatever.
Thank you so much, Supreme Ruler.
Chief Justice, Bobby.
You don't think Supreme Ruler sounds better?
I mean, it's cool. It's just not accurate, but whatever. Okay. Did you have anything else from DOC? I know the mayor's kind of resting his eyes, but
I was one. We had a lifer up there who goes by the name of Lou Myers. Is there any paperwork on that man about what he
Who?
did? His name is Lou Myers. I recently got an MDT profile made for him. But he's been in there for like 20-some years, he told me. But I just don't know if... I don't really know what he did. He told me that he killed a bunch of people, but I don't know if that's true.
What's the name?
Lou Myers.
I don't recognize
State
him
ID
as...
He kinda just he popped out of
know
nowhere.
me either.
I mean, Dakota, is that
I don't know
name
if-
ring any bells from back in
No,
the
I
day?
think it's a very long serving
That's from
lifer.
the lifers.
That's a lifer.
all right. Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Yep.
Gotta let me out the bears in his head.
All right, yeah, all right. I'm gonna let Bobby out.
Thanks, Bobby.
Have a nice day, Supreme Justice Overlord Ruler of the world. Shadow Leader.
All right.
Oh my god.
Co-Baron of Dogtown.
Question. Are we able to do anything about the situations with the food stalls?
What do you mean situation? Are you talking about like there's like problems with them?
No, not like the issues with, but more like how they're rented. Like right now, somebody can literally camp out in the admin office, wake up, rent one for 2 weeks, but then all of them are gone in one storm, and anybody else in another storm has no chance of ever getting it. So I was wondering if maybe we could rethink that and do like maybe the old market stalls back in the day where they're rented for a storm instead. That way it gives people in, other schedules a chance. And can we limit the amount of stalls that people can rent? Because people are renting.
People are not
1,
renting
2,
multiple.
3.
That is a rumor and not true.
So Alexander River doesn't have 2 stalls?
I have checked the records, and every time this has been brought to me, it has not been true. I will check again.
Okay. No. I mean, if you've already checked, then yeah. This is just what was relayed to me as. So I wanted to bring it forward. But
I've heard people are selling ammo and shit out of those. That's crazy.
Jesus.
You could just get a sandwich with a side of a box of ammo.
Yeah, I don't know if something has changed, but initially when they came out, there was a wave of panic about somebody rented all the stalls, and that was not the case then. And I heard another wave of it, and I checked in, and the answer still was no. So,
Well, given it's Alexander River, he likes to talk a lot of shit too. So he could just be telling people that, and they're just taking his word for it. So
yeah, as far as I know, that is not the case.
Okay, all right.
But he also told everyone the Crane and the government were going to give Group 6 workers guns.
Exactly my point.
And he had been
yes.
given one when he, in fact, just bought one using his PD weapons license.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Then he
So-
lost his job for it. Oh no.
So maybe I
Okay.
wouldn't trust him on that.
Yeah. no,
Yeah.
I get that. But I think I don't know, finding a solution to allow people of differing schedules a chance would also maybe be something we could possibly look into. Because as it stands right now, it's just the same people over and over again taking all of them, and nobody else has a shot at all.
It's something. I mean, I don't know if that would come from us. I think that's probably
That's all I was saying.
something
Is
we
that
could
something
recommend.
that we can do? Okay.
I mean, we could just make legislate. No. Yeah, well, that's something we need to talk about. But I'll run that up the chain. Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Is it possible to take like a 90-second bathroom break?
Yeah, sure.
We should probably just take 5 because the mayor's
Yeah.
still.
Okay,
finished
I
that
just wanted to.
stuff.
Okay, okay, appreciate it.
You can go ahead and stop the recording, I guess, during breaks, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and I got nailed it. Practice. Practice makes perfect. Oh man, I'm gonna say I'm wearing like this is like my old like judge fit, and like holy shit, this collar is a lot tighter than I remember it being. It's the tie. I haven't worn a tie in a really long time. The collar, collar, but it's the tie. Just the tie is like, oh man, it's a little snug on the neck. I forgot what it's like to wear a fucking button down like this. Okay, Bobby just threw out Pred as a DOC hire. That's probably a good idea, honestly. But I want Kyle Pred to get his bar license.
Sorry, Johnny. I was typing out a text message and I didn't want to lose my place. How are you? Well, you know, they used to last 4 and 5 hours, but lately we've been able to push them through in like 1 to 2, maybe 3. So it just depends on how
Hey,
much
Michael.
we have going on. Some days.
How do you pronounce the last letter of the alphabet?
Some days are
What? I said the last letter of the alphabet. What the fuck? Sit.
Well, now, hang on now. If they're only detainees, it's legal.
What do you think so far?
That's what.
No. I'm confused. Nope. Nope. not. There's 26 letters in the alphabet. In my head, I'm like doing it in French. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, K, L. Wait, I skipped G. G. There you go. H, I, G, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W. Oh, fuck. You gotta get Zen? I think that's right. Nothing, I was doing it in French. Like, how much sleep did you get?
So he had somebody else secure the other one for the
Okay, yeah, same. 7? 7, yeah. A nap? 6 is a no, okay. Well, after the meeting, we're gonna go talk to Alan, so you gotta function for that.
People are going to circumvent.
Oh, then you can take a nap.
It's been that way for as long as I can remember, but a lot of it is just trial and error, so we do the best we can. That was brought to me, so I bring it to your council.
All right, Michael. All right. I see your alphabet thing. I see what you're doing.
Let's have a chat real quick.
It's been a while, Fred. How have you been?
Miss me for a few minutes. Nothing. I was just thinking about. I was making fun of someone. I shouldn't have waked and baked. That was a mistake. You're sleepy and I'm, you know, baked. 15 minutes later.
So it was confirmed, Alan, that Alexander River had somebody else rent out a stall so that way, because it had a drink machine, his didn't. So that's why he claims to have two. So technically, he doesn't have it. It's just that he's working with somebody who also got it. So yeah, that's kind of like the thing.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, hey, that's just the framework.
Right, right. I just want to, I guess, a night market. So that way other people get a shot too. Awesome. Thank you.
A new record. Sorry. Had to explain what stool softeners were to my kid because he's constipated. And I got some food. Then I had to take an emergency shit. Sorry.
Okay, now I actually have to be in bed.
I stir.
Hello. I think we're on a break still. Should be back soon.
Understood. What up, darling?
You alright?
Yeah, I'm okay. I feel a little ill.
Are you hydrating?
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, good.
What up, Big M?
So I was thinking,
Yep.
what if you went down to 75%, but you bumped pay? So there was a risk versus reward trade-off, and then I can spin it.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Both Group 6 and Grime are gonna get max pay soon, probably after this meeting. So,
well,
yeah. Also, I'm not
push that with it. Well, if you do, I can probably spin it if you're gonna bump pay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you do both at the same time, then I can at least spin it that. Although this is happening, we're also getting more pay. So just do your job legally, and you'll get more money anyways.
All right. Well, then I might wait because I don't want to present this. I'm gonna be honest. you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you bump pay, it's the doing a run at 75%. If you're getting paid what you were getting paid before or close to it, then there's not much you can bitch about, right?
Right.
If anything, it's shorter jobs for you, and you're not doing illegal shit.
You know what? One
I can spin it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's up to you though.
One mistake I made as mayor that I'm going to be focusing on not making now is over legislating.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I want people on the streets to succeed, people like you and everyone else. And proactively proposing things that make it harder for you guys to do that just literally is not on my agenda anymore.
Yeah, it would. But there does also have to be some regulations, right? Or else people run wild.
Yep.
So I greatly understand why the initial one was put in place, and I understand why this one is something that could be better.
Right.
So although I fully understand not wanting to be the guy that says, hey, I'm making it a little harder for you, motherfuckers need shit to not be so sweet as well. So somebody does have to be the bad guy, whether that be you or somebody else. Somebody does have to be the bad guy, unfortunately.
Yeah. Ain't gonna be me though.
All right, fair enough.
I love you, Marlon.
Just be the guy that.
What do you know, person? What is that?
About the weight limits on the Grime trucks.
Yeah.
I'm eating butter chicken. Yeah. We got jasmine rice and naan. Right after a poop. That's the best time, bro. I'm clean. You have to eat ramen 5 days in a row? Go put an egg in that bitch. It's cuisine. Doing Hawk today? I don't know. There's a lot of shit to do on Max.
I see you around, Fred.
All right, see you.
Are you a lawyer now, Fred?
I will be in a bit, yeah. Getting in my bar.
He'll pay you lots of money.
I know you ain't got any money, Bobby, but yeah, I'll file your. Wait, what appeal? You want to appeal these kidnapping charges?
Many thanks for subbing.
Fuck no. You're guilty, man.
Even Fred knows that's a dumb case.
Even Fred knows that's a tough case.
The arresting officer changes to a guilty plea and then get a pardon. Oh. No.
We're the reason why he has that kidnapping charge, by the way.
Poor Bobby.
Everyone here?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We left off on Edda, right?
I just wrapped up all my stuff. Yeah.
Michael Simone, you got anything to present?
I think the only thing I have is finding people that are leaving their fucking trailers at the side of the road.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I think that is needed.
Felony littering.
Yeah,
fine with me.
There's your felony
the
littering.
abandonment of any
Right.
industrial equipment, such as tractor trailers, etc.
Okay.
That works.
Cool.
Now, would this be just a fine, or are we giving them points on their license?
It's a felony.
Yeah, I don't know if it should be a felony. I was kind of just grandstanding.
I would push for not a felony, personally.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it should be.
Yeah,
a felony.
no.
Let's see. I mean, you just call it like what? Industrial littering or
good one.
I don't know
actually.
what you.
No, that's good.
Industrial littering, and then we just make it a relevant time and fine. I think our current application is good. It just needs to be used more. I think $1,000 and 4 points is like very should have a chilling deterrent effect. If those charges are used, I think that is plenty to deter people.
Should they be commercial littering, if anything, or is that just
Sure.
the same? Yeah.
Commercial littering. That works, yeah.
Yeah, that works.
As for the fine, I don't know. I just did 1,000 because I felt like that wasn't.
I think that has a chilling effect. I think $1,000 and
4 points.
2 to 4 points. Well, it's not a moving violation, so
The existing commercial charges are $12.50.
That's
yeah, well, that's with the enhancement.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I see the original in the penal code in the back end anyway when I'm editing the charges. So
got it.
Yeah, I think $1,000 makes sense as the base for the fine. I'm just trying to question the concept of the points because it does demonstrate a lack of responsibility when it comes to operating a large commercial vehicle, but it is not necessarily a moving violation.
So
I'm not biting the fork.
We'll go with 2.
Well, I don't know if it should be any.
Oh,
I think that's fair. Honestly, it's like
It's
separate
not-
to their driving, right? Yeah,
It has nothing to do with your driving ability. You're just a dickhead, right?
If you catch them driving at insane speeds back down after they've dropped it off, then fuck yeah. But yeah.
I mean, but some of these are they
Can I
cause like very hazardous conditions.
But
that's
again,
not what
that's
points
not
are.
Points are a reflection of how you've driven on the road in the past in a way that has broken the standard, right? So either by driving too fast or in the wrong lanes, turn signals, ignoring police vehicles, all that kind of stuff, right? But there's a scenario in my head where I could find someone who drives perfectly fine, but just is an asshole who dumps the trail wherever they want when they're done with it.
Have these only been found on the side of the road? Have any of these made their way into the road?
I mean,
now if you told me that someone detached the trailer while moving and just let it fucking fall or whatever, then I could see that as a moving violation. I'd say that's covered under the unsafe enhancement, right?
Right.
Okay,
and maybe even
gotcha.
reckless driving or something at that moment. But
That's
I think if we just found a trailer on the side of the road and you saw someone ditch it,
I didn't
and
know
they
it's
pulled
just
back on
really
the road
low.
and they drove away in the speed limit and in the right lane, I don't think they should get points on their license.
They dump them because that means they can make it down to the city quicker. So obviously they're not keeping the speed limit. That is the primary reason for them to doing it in the first place.
I mean,
Also, yes,
non-
Dakota, to answer your question, they have been nudged into the road and have caused chaos, usually up north.
Yes.
Yeah, but that falls under one of those like.
Oh, that's not.
That was the food fucking
but
delicious.
They're leaving them in a place that can cause these issues with this, which is a primary problem. It's not just littering; it's also
Yeah.
How
it
much
can
do
be a
they?
hazard.
How much do they make for transporting that load?
It depends on how long they go. Do they want to be legal or do they want to be not?
Okay, no. I'm asking normal
What's the
versus
payout?
without the thing.
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Like, what's the time, right?
It's a min-max thing. It's about.
Oh,
them making
well,
the
that's
most
what I'm
from
doing.
it.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
break it down. So if
know.
let me call Marlo.
Probably
Yeah,
best
I
bet.
know. I actually counted. God, when I went home the other night, I think I passed like 10
We already called him,
on the side of the road. On
and
either
we have
side of the
decided not
gas
to
station.
legislate.
Hey,
It was
Marlo.
fucking gross.
Just need some data from you for a council here. How long does it take you to do the big run with the trailer? No. Let me rephrase this. How long does it take you to do the big run with the trailer if you don't dump the trailer in Polito or on the side of the road and you bring it all the way back? And you drive like, let's say, and you drive as fast as you can.
We're gonna expose the weight thing next. Works out for us at the end of the day.
Sure. Maybe. I'm not sure. But let me just ask you this. Let's say it's not much slower. Okay.
Works out for us, dude.
Okay, and how much do you what's the total runtime on average?
All I gotta do is vote abstain or nay.
Well, no, I mean like in minutes. How long is the run?
I'm gonna abstain.
Oh, for the full run? Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. And how much do you get paid for that run? Got it. Okay, we're talking about people dumping the trailers on the side of the road. Yeah, we're trying to figure out what's the best way to combat it because, exactly. It's like, how do I, so like we could make it so that,
I got a
I don't think there's a mechanism by
like
which
a triangle
the officers could
shaped
investigate
like
that, because right now
savory
the way it works
pastry
is
as well.
you'd have to see a track. Well, you'd
Like
have to see
peas
like
and
a tractor
potatoes in it or
trailer
something?
truck without the trailer.
Samosa. Yep.
And then you'd have to somehow also be able to tell that they're not just driving to pick up the trailer, like how do you know they've finished the run and they're driving back, right?
Police share.
So maybe we just find people. So if they're seen dumping it, you could find them, I guess.
Yeah, we already
But I
came
mean,
to that conclusion.
there's enough parking up there in Polito where they could park it in like the chicken factory parking lot, or there's plenty of places, right? Yeah.
Is abstain a bad
Okay.
word?
Well, I'll
Maybe TOL times?
let's see what we can do. All right, thanks for the info, Marlo. Appreciate you. Yeah, okay, so he said they make 6K run. The runs are between 45 minutes to an hour. He said ditching the trailer maybe saves you a minute on the drive back.
So people are just being dumb.
Well, there's some other issues, I guess,
Okay.
with like the way the trailers are connected to the trucks and how, the wind hits them on the highway at certain speeds. And, there's a whole bunch of complaints. But basically, it seems like this is more of just like a people being people thing. I don't really know how to regulate it other than just trying to get the police to do what they already do, which is the unsafe operation of like large commercial vehicle, because I don't know. I think they should be able to park them at the truck stop or at the chicken factory parking lot. Maybe would that be fair if they're in a parking spot?
Yeah, no, that's what it says anyways.
Yeah, unsafe as well. A cop or lawyer could easily articulate leaving a trailer on the side of the road is negligent. So
Yeah, I think that we probably have the charges to handle it. And from talking to Marlo, I think that actually it's probably even more efficient for them to do it in the truck stop parking lot than on the side of the road, because they're at the truck stop anyway, so probably save them time. They might have to back in somewhere, I don't know, but it doesn't sound like they save much time. I was thinking we could like set the fine to be proportional enough so that it's not worth the time you save, but you don't save enough time for it to be relevant. So sounds like people are just doing it to do it.
When you say the truck stop, do you mean the gas station in Toledo? Like
Yeah.
the large one? Okay. And
It has large parking spaces there.
do we know how many of those trucks go
Like there
up
are
and down
there
that
are
highway in a
trailers
day?
that locals park there.
No, I know that, but I'm thinking like if this happens X amount of times a day, is that going to be overflowing with vehicles close to gas pumps
Well,
at a
that's why I
certain
said
point?
they could use the chicken factory parking lot.
Okay.
That thing's gigantic, and I've never once in 9 years seen that thing filled ever. So
Yeah, because there's the
Oh, they actually caught someone doing drug sales.
parking lot of the Toledo gas station. So there's nothing.
I mean, maybe just encourage the officers
Only had
to
4 weeds on them.
look at this overall, right? I mean, the other question is like Marlo just texted me. I never thought of this. Is it something where that could become part of the tow ecosystem?
I don't know if they can tow them. The issue is also there's no information on the trailers. You have to do an app.
So you don't know.
Yeah,
Nope.
we tried to go up there and look, and we couldn't get a reading on them.
You have to do an like make an effort and sit up there. Yeah.
Okay. Then, yeah, I'm open to suggestions. Seems like kind of a hard problem to tackle. I think overall we solved most of this stuff with commercial vehicles by encouraging PD to use the law we already put in about unsafe operation, because $1,000 and 4 points is game changing. I mean, that's
Speaking
a lot.
speaking of which, the other charge.
Yeah, there's some issues with that. I
Well,
need to talk to
how would you articulate
people
that?
who. Well, so here's the problem.
Because I sorry for interrupting. I had Matt Rhodes yesterday. Fucking Jesus Christ, man. He's like, how do I do this? How do I? No, he wasn't sure how to do it, or he wasn't.
No,
he
but
wasn't.
that's the problem. Is I mean, he's usually good at using the niche things. So here's the problem. I was under the impression when the law was put in that there was like a threshold whereby it was safe to carry. That coincided with the space of the truck. But apparently,
no one's gonna tell him that like 2 sentences got
you
cut
can
off.
only see the contract weight for the current contract. And so if they've already picked up the stuff for like 2 other contracts and they accept a third, the contract limit that's displayed on the manifest paperwork is for the third only. So by that logic, you're only allowed to do 1 pickup at a time doing any kind of commercial delivery work, which is nonsensical and dumb. Because no one's going to drive to a place, pick up 1 thing with a gigantic truck, and then go to another place and depot it without the efficiency of picking up multiple things at once. What I was trying to control was it being overweight, which I don't know is even really possible.
It is possible. 1, 2. My wife and I did a ride along. Grime, and we discovered essentially that it is possible for these big semi drivers to do a bunch of different contracts and not technically be in breach of any one of the cargo manifests that they're issued, so long as they are careful about what sort of cargo they're picking up. For example, they don't take 2 electronics contracts, therefore they won't ever be in breach of the 1,000 kg weight limit. And the way that I advise cops to be able to enforce it, when I talked about it, was, hey, if you spot check these cargo holds and there's 1,000, if there's more than 1,000 kilograms of one type of cargo, then they are in breach of this particular law. That's what we discovered.
Yeah, I understand. Well, and this is what I'm trying to point out is, I envisioned that there was a overall weight limit in the truck, and there was a certain proportionality of that weight limit that was safe. And so, you know, I don't know. I didn't know
Motherfucker
if that
said
was a couple
KG.
contracts you were allowed to carry, or 2 or 3 or 4, whatever.
Well, you are well within your right as Chief Justice to be like, hey, okay, fuck this weird cargo manifest shit. You know, if this truck has more than 80% of its maximum weight, then it's too unsafe to drive on the road. Boom, done.
Yeah, I think that's probably easier to enforce. But I don't know what. Like, I would really like to know, and maybe you guys can
Proposing it?
ask Marlo,
Hold
or
on.
maybe I'll ask him during the week to get me some info. Maybe if they could just record all the contracts they pick up and tell me how much weight is in each contract. And that way, because my big concern is I want there to be choice, right? So
yeah.
If you pick up 4 contracts and they weigh 1,000 each and your trailer holds 7, K, well, clearly, like, if it was, 20-30%, you clearly would only pick up 4 or 5 instead of the 7, right? And anything above that you go over. What I don't want is the weight limit to be like in the middle of a contract weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then it gets weird about, well, it was under and
Yeah, I recommend calling Marlo and asking him more
okay.
about that.
I'll get some data from Marlo and I'll bring a proposal next week that resolves the issue.
Little fingered boys.
Because I think I agree with you that that law has never been really functional.
Yeah. It technically is functional. It's just
right. It's just nonsensically functional.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like math functional, not logic.
In the interim, I mean, the person who this probably matters to the most, Matt Rhodes, I did instruct him on the proper way to actually articulate this in the meanwhile.
Yeah, I'll talk to Rhodes. I'll talk to Marlo. I'll get a, recommendation from the user base, so to speak, and I'll bring a proposal.
Word. Anything else, Mike?
No, that's it.
Okay, so we decided that illegal dumping equals unsafe operation of a wide load or commercial vehicle. My darling wife, the chief of staff.
Yeah, updated the death penalty legislation, part 17, whatever it is that we've been working on it for. Based on like some feedback, Michael and I were talking about this, and we had concerns about it being in Bolingbrook prior with like doctors, but it came to my attention recently that Tanner is already operating as like a DOC doctor for them, so there are already doctors that are entering.
He's not a doctor.
Right, he's a
that could
psych,
actually
technically,
confirm that.
right?
Yeah, no.
He's just a psych or whatever.
Yeah, he couldn't do that.
There was somebody else, I cannot remember, Amori, who had, I want to say, I might
she's
be
an
wrong.
intern. Doctors are not authorized to go to the prison. No.
I'm just gonna say this right now. As far as I know, and Kenner can back me up on this if I'm correct. It is a hard and fast rule,
Permission
and will
to
be
heal
so
while
that doctors
high?
cannot operate outside the prison.
Yes.
Okay.
Inside the prison? Sorry, you mean?
No, cannot operate out. That's
Outside
actually
of the
funny. That's a
hospital.
funny Freudian slip.
It
Cannot
was-
be operated outside the hospital.
Yes.
There we go. Okay. All right.
Yeah, straight from the top on that one.
Yeah. They cannot operate outside of their prison. How about that?
There
Yeah,
you go.
pretty much.
All right.
Yeah.
So there's no way for them to
45
call time
Slayer?
of death anywhere
Congrats,
else
bro.
outside of the hospital.
No, they would
then.
have to be transported.
Hey.
After the fact. Which we
Okay.
need to do, we need to
Congrats.
prepare their body and things, and everything. So they should be transported anyway, ideally. But
That's what I was wondering. Okay, so that's not an issue then, if they just need to be transported after the fact either way.
no, that's totally fine. Yeah, if they have to be transported, that's okay.
So what if we allowed the things to occur within the prison, and anybody who steps foot in there does so with the full understanding of what that means per our other legislation regarding the prison?
On a fundamental level, I still have the same objections I've had. If prison's supposed to be this lawless black hole of Bobby and Carmine's domain, I don't know how we do any official legal function in there.
Well, this is gonna sound crazy. Let Bobby and Carmine do it.
I mean, they could do it already, is what I'm saying. We don't need to legislate it. Like they could kick people in there.
Didn't we? I feel like we had this exact conversation last time.
Yeah.
It feels like we've
I'm saying if our version of the death penalty is they're never getting out of Bolingbrook, I think that's fine. I think if we're going to legislate how people die, though, that has to occur outside the prison.
Why don't we just sell pay-per-view tickets somewhere else?
That was the initial pitch. Was initial one pitch do it at the
Vinewood
Vinewood
Bowl,
Bowl, but
yeah.
people didn't like that. Yeah.
People hated that.
Well, no.
And then I said
it was hated
he's
for
talking
a different
about
reason.
tickets for like a broadcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason it was hated at, also you're whispering at the reason it was hated at Vinewood Bowl is because we're talking specifically about letting people do two, like a mutual combat to the death. That is where we got hung up.
Oh no, my commentary about the Vinewood Bowl was not the combat to the death. It was about the fact that holding a public event like that outside is impossible.
Yeah,
because
people
it
would
will
fuck with it.
inevitably be grenaded,
yeah,
AK sprayed, terrorist, oil tanker exploded, name your pick.
We just need a better spot for something like this, I think. Maybe like a rooftop. So I don't know.
Because it was a public execution, right? That's what y'all are discussing.
Yeah. So we don't need to get hung up so much on the location right now. Just the fact that the death penalty can be used as a capital punishment. Is that something that we are all in super agreement with? And that with the knowledge that we will find a suitable location for something like this in the future so that the public can come, and it will also hopefully be protected from outside AK spray / grenade throwing.
Yeah.
I can think of a couple of locations. It just might be a logistics nightmare, but I mean, for example, that casino was finished construction a couple of weeks ago. Magnificent building. I know that more construction is coming. So who knows? Maybe there will eventually be a place where it will be feasible.
Okay, hell yeah. I'm all for it. I think if people are being put to death, they deserve a level of, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we already have.
fanaticism. Fuck it.
Is death penalty already established?
Yeah.
I mean, it's already a potential punishment. Yeah.
Yeah, we have it.
Yeah.
Where
But the method hasn't been.
It's not codified yet.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
It's just always been done.
Because what I mean is that we have charges that are HUT charges.
We're in Garden. Who thought
and we have capital punishment options because the sentencing is indeterminate. It is up to the judge, right? So technically we have it. It has not been exercised, and thus the actual parameters have not been developed.
Okay.
So that would be a good thing to codify. Would be the methods by which people are executed, or which crimes qualify. But I think that's already laid out with the.
I think the capital level crimes is already codified.
We've already
This
got
is
all that. Yeah.
language in there too about educated by a judge, etc., etc.
So
it's just how it's
exactly
carried out.
So
and where
this little document actually says that. I don't know if you guys are actually. I see Philip in here.
Oh yes.
Come on.
This document lays that out, and what my wife and Michael and I talked about last night is
Kyle Bread, you are so fucking loud. Shut up.
God, I still just as loud.
Quit yelling, you motherfucker!
Hey, he was all the way down the hall.
Is it bad that I'm actually used to that sound?
I mean, I don't mind. I just don't want people to get distracted. So
No, it's fair.
Oh, yeah.
the purpose of this would be to establish these three methods of death penalty, and to also, and this is important, give the discretionary choice of death row inmate, give them the choice that they will be executed by the state.
I thought they already got that. Was that the one we had in the past?
Well, I mean, once again, it's not codified, is it?
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. What I'm
It is what we had in the past.
to refresh
It
my
was.
memory.
It was. Yes, Alan, is what we had in the past.
Okay, yeah, that's what we already had. Yeah,
So
I have no
it's
problem
just
with it.
codifying it. Yeah,
We
it's
just
just
added an
codifying
option
it.
of
Yeah, we
burning
just
at the
added the burning at the stake.
What?
Which, hey, if someone picks it, I mean, it's their right.
That was
Andrew and I both talked. That's how we'd want to go.
Exactly.
You think that should be an option?
That's how.
Shudders and pagan.
So that's what I was talking about with my wife last night. I was like, listen, man,
This is potential, like the implication of that's potentially really bad, but
Discretionary choice
yeah.
of the death row inmate.
yeah, if they choose
Yeah.
that that's how they want to die, then
Where
I
is
don't
the
see any problem
stake?
with it. Not in someone's
TBD.
front yard.
Not that. Okay. Yeah, not that.
No. No, we're thinking like witches and all that, you know. The normal,
Yeah, right. But
normal
still,
kind.
I mean, I'm
I was
just
listening
pointing
to
out,
that Taylor Swift
even
song
if
when I
the
wrote
pyre
this.
is simply a puddle of gasoline, the person
Mhm.
stands and we ignite it. you know,
Yeah.
I still need to. Yeah, we need to figure that out.
Cuff them and shackle their ankles and yeah.
Start
That's
chanting in
kind of
druidic
fucked, but
incantations.
yeah. Perfect. There you go.
Is there anything that we're not willing to entertain as far as death penalty that they would potentially pick just to get out in front of that, or is that?
Well, that's why we were
codifying
codifying these 3 specific options.
I like the what's that one? I forget whether it was Vikings or Native Americans did it. They basically put you in a canoe.
Yeah.
Like tied to the baseboards, so you're face down. You're on your back. You're back down.
Vikings.
You're looking straight up, and then they put like honey and shit all over you. Oh, it was Romans. It was Roman. You put honey and shit all over you, yeah, and then the birds come and just eat you alive.
Yeah, that sounds Roman as fuck.
Holy fuck!
I thought you were gonna
go
say
with
something completely
with the
different.
fire arrow. That's the Viking
yeah,
thing.
right.
Holy
That's
shit,
what
you went
I
for
thought
honey.
No, you get tied on your back, and then they put shit on you that attracts pests and
Yeah,
animals.
that definitely
and,
sounds very Roman.
That one's
and
fucked.
then you just get eaten by the birds.
Oh,
and
you guys like the
pests and
one
all
where
that.
they put a rat in a bucket on your
yeah.
stomach, and then they
Yeah.
light a fire on the
And
other
it eats
side,
its
so
way-
the rat burrows into your
It eats
stomach.
its way out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good one.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Could also just chain them to a rock and let murder kitties get them.
That's too fast. That's too simple.
Hmm.
Not
All right,
dramatic enough.
All in favor, or rather, all in not favor. Sorry, I'm eating some naan, guys. I had some pocket naan.
Let me just read the actual
Oh,
language, but yeah, I
nice.
think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's their choice. Let them have it.
Yeah, whatever. Sounds good to me.
Okay. Squeaky chair. Chief of Staff, do you have anything else to present?
That was all that I had. I know you got stuff. Right?
Sidebar. What? What stuff?
I don't know. Did you not have anything?
No. I wasn't sure if you were
Was I supposed to present anything else?
I don't think so. Hold on. Let me look at the my notes. 'Cause I would have written it there.
Okay.
Well,
Actually, I do think that was everything. I was just getting that through.
oh, the
Yay,
anti-mime
def-
legislation.
Yeah, anti-mime. See, there you go. I knew there was something that you had.
All right. I come before you today, not as a man, not as a mayor, but a concerned citizen. Recently, some of you may have realized that a particular plague has taken to our streets. Are any of you familiar with the Clown War?
Oh God, yes. They keep fucking battling it out at the hospital.
Yeah.
It's clear that these two factions have begun allowing their previous conflict to spill over into the streets, into sacred places like the Crusade Medical Hospital, disrupting medical care for others. I've seen these motherfuckers towing helicopters. And in fact, someone left a dead mime with his entrails cut out at the top of City Hall, or the top of the stairs in City Hall.
Very grim.
That's metal.
It was.
That is. Jesus.
I think it's important that we as council members remember, we possess the power to legislate. And in the past, there have been instances of the thing that I'm about to propose in order to curtail certain behaviors on the street. Some of you may recall that Alan Crane mentioned, in fact, that he had a particular arc in which he was a vampire hunter. Alan Crane, vampire slayer. I was in prison for that, so I don't really recall that. Actually, maybe I wasn't. However, it's clear to see that the majority of people I'm proposing that the Council of Eight support the majority in this conflict. It's not a brave suggestion. Indeed, some might call it a safe suggestion. However, what I propose today is not too radical. Nay, in fact, I think it's the next logical step to ensure that the streets can finally know peace. I wish to legislate that every single mime that enters into Los Santos not be treated as human and not have rights.
That's not where I thought that was
Damn.
going.
Wow. Okay.
I thought you were proposing clown hunting season.
Nope.
Oh my god.
No,
Quite
no,
the
I could
contrary,
not.
because there's...
Wait, what if we do alternate seasons? What if there's 6 months of the year where you can buy a license to hunt clowns, and you can bag 1 clown like per week, maybe?
What?
And then the other 6 months of the year, you get a license to hunt mimes, and you can do the same. And you pay like a premium.
How about this? We see where the clown
my
population
friends.
is at after this first phase. However, I know for a fact there's like literally just like 3 mimes causing all of this shit. But we got
I
like
had a mime almost stab me at Mosley's, so
They are a bit insane. Yeah.
I had a
Yeah.
mime almost stabbed me at Senior Buns. They're crazy.
they are.
one could argue that the sentience of a mime is in question, because what makes us sentient? Our ability to communicate. And if they're communicating like animals, should they be treated as humans?
Well, there's...
Wait, hold on.
You know what?
Hold
Never
on.
mind.
No, that's
Let's
okay.
roll with it. Let's
It's
roll
okay.
with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'm gonna say the
Terry,
obvious
just say
Eat
thing.
your fucking heart
Yeah,
out.
Oh,
are we
boy.
saying that people who are deaf and communicate with sign language are not human?
Oh boy.
No, just mimes.
Just moms. Just
Yeah,
moms.
in this
A
case,
lot of
just
deaf
mimes.
people actually go through a lot of
Sorry.
speech therapy to be able to articulate and speak, even though it's difficult for them.
I had a dream once that I had a parent
A
who
lot
was a
don't
speech
want to, but
pathologist,
we
and I
should
felt like I had
get
to
into
say
that.
that.
Nah, just mimes, guys.
Just moms. Okay.
Yeah,
Just
just
mimes.
mimes.
Just mimes. I mean,
Alright, well, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm in full agreement. Mimes are a menace.
All in favor of removing... Wait, sorry, go on, Dakota.
I just have a couple questions here. Did we say that the only person who showed up dead is a mime, though?
Yeah, but you know, who knows what that mime did to antagonize them.
I'm just gonna say I was with Captain Slacks when a mime viciously attacked officers as well. You know, they are a real menace.
Important note, there's a difference between playing charades and using an entirely different sign language to communicate. Mimes do not use sign language. They simply do shit like this. Fucking... Motherfucking... You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
What does that one mean?
It means they're happy. Okay, so...
Oh, okay.
Fuck mimes. I personally would be cool with them not having rights. So I bring this to you, Council of 8. Let's bring peace back to these streets, yo. Thank you.
You know, it's not a new concept, honestly.
It's not. We did
Peace
have
by
that back in the
genocide
day.
has been tried many times, in many places.
Oh my god.
Okay, not that part.
Well, no,
we
I mean,
did-
there is a legitimate argument. I mean, hey, you know, because it's the age-old question, right? It's like, let's say you've had a country where there's 2 factions that have been warring back
my
and
God.
forth.
Oh
and,
my god.
You know, one faction, you know, has control at this time, but then another
I like
faction
to
had
fly.
another time, right? And it flips every like couple years. Well, if you just pick a time to go in as a peacekeeping force and enforce the law of one faction, then you're just kind of choosing an arbitrary, you know, point in the sand of which to justify their authority, right? I mean, it's kind of the same thing here, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, state-sponsored genocide. I'm down.
I abstain. I've never done that before.
Okay.
I've tried
I
to
feel
introduce
like
the
I
Dan
need to.
legislation before, so you know.
I'm scared.
Okay, any nays or abstainers?
I would like the clowns to be lumped in with. I would like both of them to have no rights personally.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, no.
I
no,
know.
no,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
As mayor, I am bringing this to the table in order to represent. They actually represent a large portion of Los Santos.
Yes, they do.
They do.
So
yeah.
what we
Okay,
can
well,
do, you know, if we help them get rid of their mortal enemy, right? We see where they go,
And if they end up being a larger menace than they were before, I am 100% down to maybe even the playing field in the future.
Why don't we make it a twofer? Mimes are hereby, second-class citizens, whatever, right? We agree with that.
Okay.
But clowns who are in debt and get arrested must convert all their fine into extra time.
Oh my god.
Let's focus on the mimes. Let's focus on the mimes. Come on.
Whew, okay. You know what? I think I'm gonna abstain as well.
This act sole purpose is to remove rights from mimes and to make them second-class citizens, as written. Who is in favor? Raise your hand.
I have one more question. What is the definition of a mime?
Someone who wears
because I could see a lot of people walking up to someone and shooting them and saying, "Oh, they wave their hands in front of my face."
Yeah, that was my concern with the Dan kill on site stuff and things. It's like, what, you're opening up the field to, they could just say, "I thought it was a Dan."
Okay,
I thought it was a mime.
Here's what I wrote. A mime is someone who gesticulates and does not communicate verbally. Furthermore, they are dressed like a traditional mime.
So are we talking traditional as in the black and white striped shirt?
Yeah, or just some variation of that. Like sometimes they have like a red hat. It's pretty obviously a mime when you look at them, right?
Or the gray man.
Yeah,
he applied to be a doctor, but we had to tell him that you kind of need to be able to communicate
that something
what you were
wonders, right?
treating them. Yes, yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Poor
that
guy.
that guy's a felon also.
Oh yeah, that tracks.
Well, only violent felons can be doctors.
He was a violent felon.
I feel like as a
He
doctor,
stabbed like
I
7 people at
probably
most.
should-
like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that guy's a fucking menace. So I agree
I
on
feel
that
like
one.
the judiciary will be able to do sniff test it. You'll know it when you see it.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Roman.
Yeah, I'll defer to the rest of you. As a doctor, I just don't feel like I should be voting on this.
Okay.
Well,
I still would, I'm just,
you're a treasurer, not a doctor in this room.
Well,
Oh, first degree
yes,
domestic
but
violence? Oh yeah, that could make a paralegal. Career. Okay.
where is the benefit to the economy?
I don't know.
I think.
Less
I-
these
I-
resources
I'll-
wasted
I'll
on the
I'll tell you exactly how this benefits the state
Mime
economy.
hunting season. Mime hunting season.
We could give passes. Also, generally I'm finished swallowing them, eating more naan. Basically, every time someone is incarcerated in Bolingbrook, it costs the state money. Do you guys know that?
Yes.
And if they're dead, they don't cost the state money because they won't be in prison for doing all the crazy shit they've been doing.
Penny saved is a penny earned.
Hey Max, do you know what self-sabotage means?
No. Are you going to explain it
that-
to me in like a smarmy, like I'm an old 80-year-old guy way right now? Is that what's going on?
No, I thought the joke was self-evident. Never mind.
Well, yeah, because you said it out loud and then said, "Hey Max, do you know what this is?" Because I just said something and he was like, "Ha, owned, got him."
And what did I say?
Hey Max, do you know what the definition of self-sabotage is?
That was a really good impression, babe.
That was actually really good.
They're
was
asking me to
great.
explain the
Very
joke.
Any nays?
I'm gonna have to be a nay.
Why? Tell us why, Dakota.
Because I'm picturing a scenario
Mm-hmm.
where someone is abducted at gunpoint and then they're taken to a clothing store
Mm-hmm.
and they
Oh
are
my
given
gosh.
very explicit instructions on what outfit to put on
Mm-hmm.
and what face paint to
no.
put on, and then they're taken to another location in which they are executed. And then I'm told this was a mime.
Yo, what if, okay, for a moment, someone kidnapped me and they were like, "Hey, I'm gonna take you to a
to the gun store and I'm gonna put this gun on you after I shoot a guy, and then I'm gonna shoot you, and then I'm gonna leave you in an alleyway somewhere. And then what if the guy also had like a nuclear detonation key activation, and he like put it in my hand and then like made me push the red button that launched the nuke that killed everyone in the fucking world and started like the worldwide nuclear war? What if someone kidnapped me and then made me oh fuck, I don't know.
Talking
That's
about?
human trafficking,
what's
Max.
going
That's
on?
just human trafficking.
This
What
if
human trafficking.
this what if kidnapping argument is so fucking lame, dude. I'm sorry. Why do we account for the worst? It does not happen. It does not happen, motherfucker.
Wait, hold on.
Nakota, what you
talking
suggest?
about?
What,
Something like
Nakota,
that not
the situation that you articulated in Mo is human trafficking, right? It would only be the PD to do an investigation, wouldn't it?
I keep being told we can't trust the PD to do things like that, so no.
I mean, we
But
can't
I
have it both
do
ways.
agree
We
with you
can't.
in
We can't.
theory, so it's
I'm saying we can't have it both ways. We can't have
Yeah.
faith in our public servants and then not have
Yeah,
faith in them.
yeah, I got
I
you.
would say if someone is going to dedicate their life to being a mime, that should be very noted in their public profile. Very noted.
Sure. Make them register.
Oh my God.
I'm abstaining.
And the shark has been jumped, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
abstaining. You guys have your vote. I will not
Yes.
say no to it, but I
We
will
actually came
abstain.
full circle.
won't-
I
I
made a
won't stand
joke
in your
about Max
way,
doing
but
this like at the first
can't
meeting.
vote.
Yeah.
What meeting?
The first one where we were talking about old people, and I said, yeah, we should register all of them that are over 75 and make them wear like
let's be clear. I think mimes are subhuman. I think they should have to register, and I think they should be allowed to be shot on the street for being mimes. There's no this is weird. Blah, blah. That's literally what I'm saying. Any nayers?
I'm still going to be a nay.
Malton.
Same.
Cantor.
I have Stain.
Alan Crane.
If we're good at defining what a mime is, and someone who is a mime knows they're a mime, and there's no way to, muddy the water, then yeah, I don't care.
We can
like mimes.
let's make a registry. Edda.
Abstain.
Dear God.
Michael.
Go for it.
Siobhan.
You already know.
Say it for the record.
Yay.
Yay.
All right, tied
There it
up.
is.
So the mayor's vote carries.
Yeah.
And now mimes aren't people. Hooray! I'll make the mime registry now. We can have judges handle it, or even me. Actually, I can't make notes on people's profiles, so. Cool. I'll do that after this meeting. I don't have anything else to present, so I think we're done. Question mark?
I just have a general question. So I see in here like this sheriff selection thing. Is this just part of the police continuity plan, or is this just like a Fed thing? Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of both. We'll say.
All right, fair enough.
We're just gathering our thoughts on that. The many cops have spoken to me, and they want this is how they envision an election for sheriff. Okay, and I don't necessarily disagree with them. Okay, run concurrent with actual like elections for like the city council and stuff and mayor. It has to be a former cop. The writing here says former sheriff. That's not happening. I'll say that right now.
Yeah, I think it should be a current cop. That was my only hang up on it.
Current cop, not former.
And that's just because this was like an early draft of that particular legislation. Or not like just for record keeping sake, that's how we're gonna do it. Basically, it would happen at the same time as all other elections, and then it would have to be a current cop, and then any public person could vote for that, because that's typically how sheriffs are elected everywhere else. And I think it's a cool idea personally.
I like it honestly.
There are a couple of things that need to be done before
we start this process, though, mainly there's no functional police department in the county for them right now.
Right.
Well, signups start for this in 3 days. So maybe it should not run at the same cycle as the city council.
We could have them start and like start getting like their organization set up, and all that stuff. So, and there's another problem too. Okay. Oh my fucking god. You guys good?
Hey. Oh yeah, someone just came by right now and they were just.
Hey, tell them to shut
really
the fuck up.
Okay, yeah, we can definitely do that.
It's not to interrupt your train of thought, Max, but in theory, if you're not wanting to push this out the door right away, it could line up with the civilian oversight board elections whenever those are, since those are already off kilter.
I think
no, those happened fairly recently, and this will be this will be a need to be on its own cycle. Let's just put it that way, because it's probably not ready for the next 3 days. Because if we, and maybe Max and I can talk about this later, but basically, I'm just thinking through. I don't want to put pressure on the construction crews, being like, "Hey, we elected a sheriff," and then the sheriff's gonna like go to Max and be like, "Where's my building?"
Right.
I think we should probably be more responsible and say, "Okay, we will get word, to the construction folks that we intend to hire a sheriff, get a reasonable expected date of when the building could be ready, and then center the elections around that time frame." I think that's probably more responsible.
Yeah, so, and alternatively, what we could do is we could say, hey, you're going to be sheriff of the county sheriff's office, whatever it's going to be called, whoever gets elected, and we're going to be like, hey, you can do this, and this can happen, but you need to understand that you might be operating out of MRPD for the next foreseeable future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And also, there is a slight chain of command issue that needs to be cleared up. Like, who does the sheriff answer to?
Exactly. That's another
So
issue.
we got to work out all of this shit before we begin doing sheriff stuff, which it's possible we get it done in 3 days, but we'll see.
Highly doubtful.
Yeah. I will be working on that because I want to talk to Barrick, and I want to talk to Ruby, and I want to talk to the state, and then we got to figure out, like who's going to be doing what, like, are the sheriff's underlings going to answer to LSPD high command? Like there are a lot of questions that need to be answered first.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, some hybrid of what we just discussed is probably fair. We could, how about we do this? How about we take what you're saying, where you do all the groundwork, right? And we officially tell the PD that a sheriff is coming, and thus we are trying to figure out all the parameters for the job first, and then use that as a way to buy time for the construction.
Sounds good. I like that plan.
Okay. So I will, with you, try to get a timeline together, and then you and your team can exercise your state authority to communicate with the PD and get information.
Sounds freaking good. Sounds freaking
Ask him
good.
to stick around after already.
All right.
Crane, we gotta. My wife and I want to talk to you.
Okay.
After this meeting, I don't think we have anything else to present at all. So I mean, good meeting, everyone. Fuck mimes.
All
Yo.
right.
All right.
Fuck moms.
I will write up the registry. We'll have clerks and judges be able to register a mime as a mime.
Yes.
Blah blah blah. Okay. Also, Nakota, if you see any mimes on the street, bring them to a judge and make them register.
10-4.
Hey,
Scott.
how you doing, Mayor?
There he is.
Oh, hey, go talk to Crane about your bar license.
Oh, all right,
Go, go,
all
go.
right.
I'm gonna go take a piss while this gets all sorted out.
Long time. Well, I also got sober, so there's that.
Well, 15 break like 15 minutes ago. Yeah, I want to take care of this plate and this extra food that I don't want to eat. Finally, something I agree with. Oh, retweet that. Yo,
Hey Max, how's it going?
yo, what up?
It's Justy.
What up?
Hi. how's Siobhan doing?
Oh, good. What's up?
Could you have her caught? Is she awake?
Yeah. Are you guys like mad at each other, or like what's happening?
I'm trying to figure out if she's mad at me.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure like we squashed that.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought.
Is she badgering you?
Is she what? What's that mean?
Badgering?
Holy
like,
shit!
Like bothering you? Like
He's dead! Oh my god!
Gonna get some water real quick.
Cool, yeah, all right, perfect. Honestly, this is great. And then, yeah, I told Malton. Well, the thing is, so I only wanted the key so I could go up there and talk to them through the fences because you can't get a hold of DOC a lot. So it was like if I have a client in prison, how do I talk to them, kind of thing. That was kind of like the workaround I thought of, and I actually just like talking to those guys, but I never go into the prison. Yeah, I go into the like the main atrium, but I don't go into the prison. I've gotten a tour of it once. Yeah, that'll be good. And I'm running for sheriff. Did you hear the good news? I'm running for sheriff. Maybe I'll put in my PD app tonight. Don't do that. LSPD, but I'm sure myself no. What's going on? I won't do this to you. We'll see what happens. Oh, it's the clowns! The two chatterbox! Oh my god! Not Lily though. Lily's I got it. I'm gonna go take care of this cell. There he is! There he is! He's got a wrench out!
Chatterbox, put the wrench away.
I'm gonna go handle this cell rep.
Alright. I have my gun in my...
Ellen's here. We should get Michael.
Yeah, what's going on?
That's fine. Look, he's staring at his phone. Wow, surprising amount of support for that state announcement. From non-clowns. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest with you. I mean, the clowns, yeah, but the non-clowns? Because people really don't like mimes.
Well,
Ugh. What if I punched him in the back of the head?
We'd probably have to go to the hospital.
That's true. Last time I
Everyone in
punched
this
him
town
in
has
30
really
feet.
weak like neck muscles. Their brain stems just take a pounding every time.
Okay, but on the plus side, they seem to be incredibly elastic, where we don't have a lot of suffering, long-lasting
That's
brain
true.
trauma, right? There's pros and cons.
Kind of.
You like my fit today?
Wait. Oh, you look like
It's my old fit.
you look like you teach at Hogwarts.
Okay, all right. Slytherin then, I guess, is my house. But Crane, it's my old fit, the one I used to wear like 8 years ago.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying it looks very
I used to hear that back then too. That I give Slytherin energy.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Probably some magic to do with snakes or some
Ireland snakes.
Medusa type vibe.
We don't have snakes in Ireland. St. Patrick drove them all out. That's why I had to leave. But oops. What are you looking at the microwave? Yes.
Yeah, is this guy microwaving iced coffee?
Yes.
Ew. Why?
You should have seen what he was wearing yesterday. Okay. You should have seen what he was wearing yesterday. Listen, there's no accounting for taste. Hey, Michael, Saved by the Bell. Are you outside the door? Mayor's office? Mayor's office? Okay.
Yuck.
Actually, I'm gonna keep the door locked. You have keys, right? Yeah. Sure. Great. Thanks. Thanks, Alan. Okay, bye. Ugh. So heavy. Ew. Ew. Anyway, yes, he is microwaving iced coffee. It might even be cold brew, which doesn't... I
I'm back.
tried to tell him to get a mug warmer. He doesn't listen. Oh, hey!
What up?
Everyone is gathered. Good timing.
How'd the Kyle Pred bar license conversation go?
I'm pretty straightforward. I said if you show interest, I will give you a bar license.
Word.
I mean, he was one of the officers who did pretty well in court when he was the sheriff and a deputy and an officer. So I said, you just need to show me that you're serious about it, and you're stop asking to be a DOC guard and go do some cell reps, and I'll give you a bar license. It's not that hard. Hey, what'd you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the Council of Eight.
Yeah.
Do you think we're being effective? Genuine question. Like, is this what you envisioned would be the case?
My goal is probably different than what most people would look at this endeavor and think. My particular goal in creating a governmental body was to formalize the dispersion of authority.
Mm-hmm.
So I did not like, even though I was repeatedly told people trusted my opinion, I was repeatedly told I was doing a good job. I did not like the basic concept of near autonomy, right? So I wanted to create a system by which people who were at the very least capable and intelligent and liked, right, in their various disciplines could come together as a group, bring their different perspectives, and create that dispersed authority.
Mm-hmm.
So, given that I have voted against you on some things and with you on some things, and I could say that for every person in that room, then I think that has certainly succeeded. Now, what I will say is that if your metric for has the council vote succeeded or done its job, if your metric is have they, tackled all the problems in an efficient and productive way and things are much better and overall, life is improved, I would argue that metric kind of falls flat in purpose because I think there are reasons that progress, doesn't accelerate at the speed of light that have nothing to do with what body or person you put in front of it, more so just the sort of, overall bureaucracy that is this city. So yes and no, I guess would be my answer, but I'm sure you have more of like a pointed question you're asking. So go ahead.
No, because
We only have like one meeting left, right? So just kind of wanted to pick your brain about the term.
I think that we have created a framework for other people to build off of. I think that we have put in a lot of legislation that has created a tone for the way that people are policed and the way that society is sort of operating right now. And in whether that's ideal perfection or haphazard, clumsy attempts, it has been done. So I'm basically what I'm trying to say is I don't think it's reasonable to judge the efficacy of this body on whether or not all the problems are solved, but more so whether or not government was government. And I think government was government. I mean, we had scandals, we had disagreements, we had yelling matches, we laughed, we had dramas about the economy. I mean, I think everything that I set out to create was created. Hell, there's actually people in a building with me in the government for once. So
yeah, no, I mean that's huge.
Something in and of itself, right? We have a fully more fleshed out system of clerks. We have a more fleshed out system of like communication of issues between PD and DOJ. I mean, hell, you should have seen in the past, Max. I mean, I would just wake up and 5 cops would storm my office talking about how the sky was falling. That was like every other day.
Mm-hmm.
At least now things are dispersed and more even keel, I think. I don't know. What do you think?
Siobhan?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I think there are some issues with people not feeling fully empowered to do their roles. And those aren't necessarily things for us to decide per se.
You're talking about like treasurer with Etta?
No, actually, not at all. No, I was
she
thinking
feels
more like,
that way, but I mean that's more just due to I think an idea of POV. But who doesn't feel empowered? Do you think?
Well, look at Michael. You sound like you want to speak.
It feels like some people don't understand the position that they're in.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
I think
I mean,
Lance
that's
is really empowered, but I don't know if other people are in the same manner because of the way the Department of Justice works.
Continue. I don't.
For instance, okay, let's just say so like Cantor and Nakota, right? Both have ranks within their own departments. And I don't know if they have felt as empowered as somebody like Lance to speak on behalf of their department, who doesn't have a chain of command,
I understand
right?
that.
You see what I'm saying?
So my my goal with the PD and healthcare liaisons, and I said this actually to Michael here's brother, because Nick called me when the elections are first going up, and he wanted to run for the healthcare liaison. And I said, well, what do you do in healthcare? And he said, well, I was on the board of the hospital, right? And I said, okay, well, are you currently on the board? Are you going to be a doctor? You know, what would you be running at? And he was like, well, you know, if I need to be a doctor, I'm sure I could get hired. But, you know, I hear a lot of complaints from people as, you know, someone that worked on the board or whatever. I don't know if there still is board. I'm not sure. But basically at that time, he basically said, you know, he was capable of receiving complaints and bringing them. And I said, well, I envisioned that healthcare and law enforcement already have chains of command, and they already have high command who already have high command, like, you know, communication channels with the DOJ and, you know, all that. And there's efficient workflows already created there, and people already understand how to communicate. So I didn't see any purpose in having someone from, say, the board,
I'm here,
or the sheriff or the chief or, you know, whatever, representing their faction. I wanted to have someone who would bring complaints that, you know, the sheriff or, you know, the rank and file felt they couldn't bring to their sheriff, right? And that succeeded, I think, with the PD communicating. But instead of communicating to Dakota, it feels like they communicated more with Max and with you and, you know, whoever else, right? And I think that maybe that has to do, and I don't know, but I'm theorizing that maybe that has to do more so with the person in the role than the role. Nakota to me is great.
That's what I said.
But I believe that Nakota to me feels like Nakota to me feels like the high command sent an emissary to listen at the meetings and tell us what was said. Less than I feel like he's there to really have his own voice and be the PD liaison of the city council.
He doesn't even do that well until recently.
Well, regardless, I'm just that's my impression of people not being empowered. I think that it's what you make of it. I think that Malton, for example, and obviously this is because Malton's been in a high command position before and been in charge of many things in the city before. He knows how to operate proactively, but knows the lines, right? He knows who to talk to when he needs permission for things. He knows who to talk to when he needs help facilitating, you know, resolution on issues. He knows how to coordinate. And I think maybe for Nakota, he might just be unfamiliar with those processes, right? But that's his problem, right? That's his issue to deal with. In my opinion, I think the council itself as a framework has, in my opinion, been a good success. I think that the vessel for the right people to guide this city appropriately has been created. You know, whether or not that's been realized in the first session by everyone on that council, I don't know. Well, I do know. I will say I don't think so.
No.
I agree with you.
But,
on a lot
you
of
know,
that.
I think that I am more than happy to experience some growing pains and, you know, all that. And maybe we need to pitch the position better to PD to explain it better. Maybe that's my misgiving. Maybe I didn't pitch it well enough. I'm willing to try better to frame it.
Yeah, I think we got unlucky.
But you know, at the end of the day, it's an election, right? Hell, guess what, guys? I might end up with a shit mayor.
Yep.
Who knows, right? So, you know, at the end of the day, I feel pretty okay with what we've done and who we've had. That's my POV.
How do you think we've done?
Yeah.
The people in this room or the council as a whole?
People in this room.
The mayor's office.
I think you've done your job.
Do you think where are some areas of improvement?
Hold on, Alan Crane. Give me one moment. Give me a second. No, it's happening. This is happening.
Just gonna get me recorded saying this.
How would you rate the mayor's office of this is midterm mayoral approval poll or end of term mayoral approval poll? How would you rate the mayor's office having performed on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the worst and 10 being the best?
Solid 8 because there's not a half point.
Okay. What could we do to improve that score to a 10?
I think that the boat turned around towards the end, which you learned, normally, right? So if you had a second term, I don't think this would be an issue, but internal team cohesion and communication was definitely a problem at times. Seems like first there was the chief of staff thing with Juno and that whole yelling match, and
she's so fucking worthless, man. Holy fuck. Crane, you know how many people told me that having her as my chief of staff was a terrible fucking idea? Every single person I ever spoke to. And I still wanted to give her a chance because I thought that she was being held down by her reputation from the past and by past relationships.